A very good evening and welcome along to Utilita Bowl for our Friday night fixture between Hampshire Hawks and the Blaze in the Vitality class. Hampshire Hawks have won the toss and elected to bowl first, and we can now bring you both sides confirmed in full, starting with the visitors, the Blaze. They line up with number 34, Georgia Alvarez. Wearing 23, Marie Kelly. 17, Catherine Bryce. Number 8, Sarah Bryce. 77, Heather Graham. 33, Ella Claridge. 25, Michaela Kerr. Number 3, Sarah Glenn. 24, Kirsty Gordon. Number 7, Lucy Hyam. And number 6, Cassidy McCarthy. That is how the Blaze line up ahead of this evening's fixture. But now, Utilita Bowl. This is how your Hampshire Hawks line up this evening. Wearing 17, Rihanna Selfie. Number 18, Elise Perry. Wearing 6, it's Freya Kemp. Number 12, Ali Norgrove. Number 1, your captain, Georgia Adams. Number 11, Naomi Tatani. Wearing 9, it's Mary Taylor. Number 3, Megan Sturge. 61, Freya Davies. Number 15 is Daisy Gibbs. And number 35, Bess Tyson. Those are both of your sides lined up in full ahead of this evening's Vitality class fixture between Hampshire Hawks and the Blaze. The news from the toss, Hampshire Hawks have won it and they will bowl first.
Well, a very good evening from the Utilita Bowl for the final game for both Hampshire and for the Blaze in the T20 Women's Blast competition. We'll be getting underway in about 5 minutes' time. I can tell you that Hampshire have won the toss. They are going to bowl first. For one of these sides, it won't be their final game because the Blaze will be appearing in T20 Finals Day at the Oval later on this month. They'll be one of the 3 teams that will contest that finals day at the Oval. They come here sitting in 2nd place. Hampshire sit in 6th. The only thing that is being contested tonight is if Hampshire can win and Durham lose, they will end up 5th in the tournament. I'm Kevin James. Next to me is Charlie Harden. A little later, for the very first time, we'll hear from Freya Watkinson, who's going to try her hand at some commentary, who plays for the Portsmouth club. But it's myself and Charlie initially. Hampshire have won the toss and elected to bowl first, as I say. We'll go through the 2 teams, but Charlie, welcome back. You're becoming a regular here.
I feel honoured, Kevin, to be called a regular here, to be honest. It's a pleasure to be back, as it always is. And I'm really looking forward to today's game, Hampshire versus the Blaze, 2 great sides. But I think if Hampshire do manage to finish 5th, it'll probably be about right, don't you think, for Hampshire's last campaign?
I think you're right. I think the 3 teams that occupy the top 3 spots, and that's not going to change. That's Surrey, the Blaze and Warwickshire. I think it's fair to say, and I think most people will agree, that they are the best 3 teams in it. Right, so let's go through the 2 teams. Do you want to do the Blaze?
I'll do the Blaze, let's go for it. So, Marie Kelly and Georgia Elwys. Georgia Elwys being the 8th leading run scorer for the Blaze in this T20 Blast so far. That's the opening pair. Then the all-rounder Catherine Bryce comes in at number 3, 6th in the run scoring and 3rd in the wicket taking. Her sister Sarah Bryce is at number 4. Aussie overseas Heather Graham comes in at number 5, and Ella Claridge, who's both of those 2, their top scores came against Hampshire earlier this campaign. Michaela Clarkson at number 7, Sarah Glenn at number 8. Kirsty Gordon returns in the 1 change for the Blaze as she comes back in for Josie Groves, and Lucy Higham and Cassidy McCarthy make up the rest of the tail.
Hampshire are unchanged from the side that lost to Warwickshire here a few days ago. So they are Rhianna Southby, the wicket-keeper. She'll continue to open the batting. Elise Perry, the Australian player, who's playing her final T20 game for Hampshire this evening, although she's sticking around for the 2 50-over games that will take place before the start of the 100 tournament. Freya Kim comes in at 3, Abby Norgrove 4, Captain Georgia Adams at 5, Megan Sturge, Mary Taylor, Naomi Datani, Freya Davis, Daisy Gibb and Rebecca Tyson. Those are your 2 teams here this evening. 6 against 2nd, as I say, and the Blaze, I have to say, have got a very, very good record. They've won 7 from 13, but when you take into account that another one was tied, they've actually had 2 no results plus an abandoned game. I mean, the weather's obviously followed them around, whereas the sun seems to have followed Hampshire around. Then when you see that, I mean, they've got an amazing record this year.
They've done really well, and what I want to look at actually, specifically over the last 3 games, is they haven't made a lot of runs with the bat, and they've still done all right. Their last 2 games, both times falling all out for 130 odd, but especially against Essex, they were all out for 139 and still won by 35 runs. Just shows how good their bowling is in this competition. And I tell you, the Blaze know how to win games, Kevin. They know exactly how to win them.
Well, these 2 sides met at Chesterfield a few weeks ago. A comfortable win for the Blaze by, oh, hang on, I lost the game. Yeah,
37 runs.
37 runs, yes, thank you very much. I've written my figures down wrong. Blaze scoring 188 for 6 and Hampshire replying with 151 all out. So we are BBC Online, BBC Sport website and app. That's where you can pick us up from. We're also on the live picture feed that's going out on the Hampshire Cricket website, as well as the Blaze YouTube channel, and we are also live around the ground. And well, this is a standalone women's T20 fixture, and you're never quite sure what sort of size crowd. If I say that it's probably an average championship crowd, Charlie, I don't know, it might be not too far off that. There's certainly a very long queue for the burger stall. I don't know if it's the only one open, but that is a massively long queue.
It is, but it's deliberately done just before the first ball's bowled. I'm sure as soon as the cricket gets underway, everyone will not be thinking about their burgers anymore, Kevin, and all they'll be thinking about is the cricket, as Marie Kelly is on strike to Daisy Gibb, who looks like she's going to get us underway.
Daisy Gibb, who got one of the wildcard picks this week, will be playing for the Oval Invincibles. That 100 competition starting on the 5th of August, not long now.
Not long.
Gibbs comes in then, runs away from us. That's just chipped away on the leg side by Marie Kelly. She'll pick up a single, goes out towards deep mid-wicket. So just to repeat, the Blaze can't catch leaders Surrey, so Surrey will win this tournament and will be confirmed after tonight's fixtures. 4th place Lancashire, well, they can't catch Warwickshire in 3rd, so when we were saying earlier that the 3 teams basically already confirmed, it'll be the Blaze against the Warwickshire Bears in the first semi-final, and then the winners will play Surrey in the final. All done and dusted as that ball just comes in a tad to Georgia Elwes, and she picks up a single on the leg side, 2 without loss. And just to repeat, Hampshire can finish 5th with a good win, ideally with a bonus point, and if Durham lose their game tonight as well, so we'll keep abreast of that. But it's nice for the Blaze to come here, Charlie, and just relax.
It is. It must be a lovely feeling being second in the tournament, confirmed on finals day, and here they are just for a little hit around, get their eye in for the 27th of July, which still feels a little bit far away.
Daisy Gibb, right arm over, comes in again. Short, pulled away by Marie Kelly, hit hard out to Freya Kemp, out at deep square leg. Another single. 3 singles to get the game underway. Just to repeat, Hampshire winning the toss and electing to bowl first. This is the same wicket that was used a couple of days ago for the women's one-day international between England and India, which India won. First match of the 3-match series.
Yep, they won it by 4 wickets. Lauren Bell, 7 overs, 1 for 40. Pretty
nice
decent
shape.
Lauren Bell.
She had a nice shape on the ball there. But England didn't quite get enough runs, unfortunately. Daisy Gibb in again, goes to Georgia Elwes, short, Elwes cuts that away, 1 bounce, Abby Norgrove stops it, can't pick it up cleanly, they'll come through for another single, and the Blaze move on to 4 without loss. Another hot evening here at the Utilita, we're getting used to those.
We are, and actually all thanks to these lovely shaded windows in front of us, we've got a beautiful view of the ground with little sun interruption.
Yes.
So we're very lucky here.
We are lucky, yes. When the windows were dirty, we couldn't have them across like this, so we had to be in the full glare of the sun. But it's much more pleasant now as Gibb runs away from us and bowls, giving herself some room there, Elwes. Try to hit that away on the offside and misses that one. Score remains on 3 without loss here.
Daisy Gibb, 2 wickets in her last 6 games, which is obviously less than she would like. However, I want to point out she's got a very strong economy in the tournament so far, just going at under 7 runs and over. 6.7 runs per over for the tournament for Daisy Gibb.
First year in professional sport, professional cricket. She's done well. Done well in the 50 over tournament as well. She hasn't missed a game. That's wide outside the off stump. That will be called. Marie Kelly struggling to reach that one. So this wicket, well, it's almost dead centre. As good as. Might be 1 to the left, but that's being picky.
1 to the left, Kevin. Did you pick up any signs from the England versus India match? What maybe performed well? Was it a wicket good for pace, a wicket good for spin? What do you reckon?
I'm not sure I turned that much, actually, thinking about it. I was up at the far end watching, and yeah, I'm not sure I noticed too much turning. Gibb bowls a bouncer down the leg side. That'll be another wide. I think that was quite deliberate. Sometimes the ball can slip in the hand, but I think that's a deliberate short delivery from Daisy Gibb. Bit of a mixture this first over.
It has been, and I just want to pick up on one ball in particular. I think it might have been the 3rd ball to Marie Kelly. Short pitch delivery from Daisy Gibb, and Kelly picked up on it really early, hit a really confident pull shot out to deep square leg. I think that's a good sign for Kelly in particular. It looks like she's seen the ball very well.
So in comes Daisy Gibb again, running from the 25-yard circle. Runs away from us once more, past the umpire and bowls. It's driven by Kelly out to extra cover. Elwes has come down the wicket, sent back, and that's a dirt ball to end the over. Whoa, the Blaze, it's very loud, the music. Extremely loud. 6 without loss are the Blaze after 1 over.
Just 6 coming off that first over from Daisy Gibb. A nice measured start, although you'd think maybe the Blaze could have got it away for a few extra runs, but the Blaze look unfussed, don't they, Kevin? You know, they're happy just to be out here on a lovely ground, on a lovely day here at the Utilita Bowl. A little bit more overcast than maybe you might think. However, the clouds are set very high with the sun beaming through them onto the cricket today. Freya Davies to take the ball from the pavilion end. Georgia Elwis will be on strike. She's scored 306 runs this tournament so far, in the top 10 of the run scorers in the entire T20 Blast.
I still haven't got over her moving from the Southern Vipers.
Unforgivable. Here comes Freya Davies. And it's just defended up to mid-wicket for no run. We've got a deep mid-wicket, sorry, deep square leg. And we've got a deep cover, just maybe you could call it a deep cover point, but Freya Davies is returning to her mark. Georgia Elwis is on 2. Blaze are 6 for none off the first 1.1 overs. As Freya Davies turns at the top of her mark. A slow beginning, but now she's into her stride as she delivers the ball. And it's just skewed into the offside. An attempted work into the leg side, which comes off a leading edge, but it's not aerial, it's safe. And it's picked up, it's no run.
I was just looking up Georgia Elwis. She had quite a long stint at the Southern Vipers, one of a handful of players that left during the winter. Danny White-Hodge, Charlie Dean, Emily Windsor, quite a few to go.
And we'll miss them. We seriously do miss them. Freya Davies in again to Georgia Elwis, who's just defending into the leg side. A very measured start this from the Blaze. Playing very carefully. Freya Davies looks like she's found a good line and length early doors. A little bit better than Daisy Gibb from the other end. But Georgia Elwis just happy just to take a little bit of the strike. Get her eye in. As Freya Davies turns around once more at the pavilion end. Seagulls are flying above us as Davies bowls, and it's come down the track from Georgia Elwis, but it's just played to mid-on again for no run. 4 dots in a row to start this over. It's looking good here for Hampshire. As Freya Davies is 2 balls away from an elusive maiden over. Still, the queue in front of the burger van fills up. But everyone knows that this is where everyone's eyes should be. Freya Davies past the umpire, right arm over the wicket, and it's worked out by Georgia Elwis to deep square leg. That'll be 1 run, 7 for none.
32 matches Georgia Elwis played for the Vipers while she was here between 2021 and the end of last season. But she is from up that way. She is, you know, a Midlands girl. So I think she just wanted to move up nearer an area that she's more familiar with. But she was terrific down here. She really was.
You can't blame her, can you?
No, it's fine. I mean, she's, you know, she's thinking, you know, more sort of beyond cricket now. You know, she's of that age.
Rihanna Southby, the Hampshire wicketkeeper, has just asked for the helmet. Don't know how Freya Davies will take this.
Well, coming up to the wicket. Do you think she's taken an affront to that?
As Southby standing right by the stumps. She's standing up to the stumps for this ball from Freya Davies, which is an attempted ramp shot. It's gone aerial, over short, fine leg, and it's just gone over. It will plug. It won't go to the boundary, and it's picked up. A little fumble as the Blaze make it back for 2. And back into the gloves of Rihanna Southby. That ends a brilliant over from Freya Davies. Just 3 off it. The Blaze sit at 9 for no loss.
So there are other women's games going on this evening. It's the completion of the women's T20 Blast tournament, as it is for the men this evening. And Hampshire men should have their 3rd place confirmed by the end of tonight. And we're all quite excited down here at the Utilita Bowl to learn who they will be travelling away to. We should know that by about 10:30, 11 o'clock. But we'll keep you up to date with the women's fixtures that are coming up. Rebecca Tyson with her left arm spin is coming into the attack. As she comes in, Spanish to Georgia Elwis then. Runs away from us, and quite a slow delivery initially from Bex Tyson, which is turned away square on the leg side. Elwis moves on to 4, and the Blaze move on to 10 without loss. So the other women's games that are going on this evening, Lancashire are taking on Somerset. That was a tie. Would you believe this? There's another tie. I'll come to more details on that in a moment, but basically both teams scored 114. Here's Tyson, bowls, and Kelly's just come down the wicket and just momentarily just stopped and just played the ball quietly away on the leg side. So Somerset batted first there, 114 for 6. Sophie Luff top score with 36. 3 wickets there for Mahika Gore. As Kelly goes for the sweep, it misses. I think it's hit the pad. And there is no run. Just came across the stumps there a fraction. And Lancashire, in reply, 114 for 7. Sophia Smales top scoring there with 25. So exciting game. Now she's got hold of that one. That's a cracking sweep shot, and that's raced away to the boundary. Marie Kelly doubles the score. She moves on to 8. And the Blaze move on to 14 without loss.
That's the second time Marie Kelly's tried that shot. She's stepping out in front of her stumps. You can actually see leg stump past her front foot, but this time on second attempt, she's connected with it really nicely, and it's gone backward of square leg, and it's just beaten the left-hand side of short fine leg. And it's a boundary to Marie Kelly, 14 for 9.
So from a Hampshire point of view, we are keeping an eye on the Durham game. They're playing Essex tonight, because if Durham lose and Hampshire win, certainly with a bonus point, if they can do that, then they will finish in 5th. That's a reverse sweep out to backward a point where Abby Norgrove feels. Essex are batting first there, and they're in the 11th over, and they are 76 for 1. Grace Scrivens is 34 not out. And Surrey are taking on the Bears. Oh, it's full. It's hit her on the pad. Kelly will pick up a leg by probably as it goes down to short third. Just waiting to see what the umpire signals. Looks like they're about to signal leg bys. They do. And that's the end of Bex Tyson's first over. And the Blaze are on to 15 without loss in the 3rd over. Surrey taking on the Bears. Early days there. They're in the 3rd over. Surrey are 26 for 1. Bryony Smith has already gone for 20.
Wow.
Yeah, she never hangs around at the best of times. That was off 12 balls. So actually, she's faced 12 balls out of 17 bowled. Kira Chatley's not out 6, just waiting for the new batter to come in.
As in the meantime, Freya Davies taking the ball again from the pavilion end, it seems. Yes, she is. She's just starting her second over. Her first one went for 3, as this one's played up to mid-on for no run. Bowling here alongside Rebecca Tyson from the other end. Rebecca Tyson is 3rd on the wicket takers, alongside 2 of the members of the Blaze team of Catherine Bryce and Kirsty Gordon, all tied on 16 wickets. It'll be interesting to see where that lies come the end of today's play, as Freya Davies gets ready for her second delivery. Marie Kelly's on strike on 8. An attempted ramp, and it's attempted very, very well. It's 2 bounces and it goes to the boundary for 4. There's a short fine leg and a short third man. And as Marie Kelly goes to open her stance up completely, she gets the perfect ramp on the ball, and it goes over short fine leg for a couple of bounce 4s as she moves on to 12.
Beautiful connection. It's gone high in the air, down to one of the cameramen. Acting as ball boys.
Yeah, actually a bit of a misfield down there from the cameraman.
Clearly not a cricketer.
No, or a ball boy, probably. Here comes Freya Davies. First boundary of her bowling, that one. And another attempt at the same shot, this one coming off the toe and going straight back to the bowler, but it's picked up by Rihanna Southby, who's still standing up to the wickets, maybe giving a few words in the ear of Marie Kelly.
I'm getting 1 or 2 messages about the ground commentary not working. It should be. I don't know why. Obviously, with the women's international here, there were aliens up here, so to speak. So I don't know what they've done to some of the equipment.
In comes Freya Davies once more. 19 for none is the score. This one being played up to mid-on. It's a good bit of fielding. Up there by the captain, Georgia Adams. Marie Kelly's on 12.
The good news, the live picture feed is working with our commentary on it, Charlie. And also we're going out on the BBC Sport website and app, so there's no problem there.
Brilliant. Well, if you can let us know, maybe, if the ground commentary is working.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah,
it's definitely not.
No.
Okay.
No.
All right, we'll see what we can do about that in the meantime. Probably not much. Here comes Freya Davies. 5th ball of her over, and it's just played into the gap, out towards deep cover. Will be 1 run. Nice drive there from Marie Kelly. Bringing Georgia Elwes on strike for the last ball.
Yeah, Freya Davies conceded 8. She's had a decent tournament, actually, in terms of her wicket taking. She's just behind Bex Tyson, who's the current top wicket taker for Hampshire.
Yeah, 2 wickets between them. It's a pretty big ask for Freya Davies to pick up 3 today in the remaining 2.1 overs, but we've seen it done as this one's played out to mid-off for no run. Very good control this from Freya Davies. Her second over goes for 5. She's 0 for 8 off 2 overs as the Blaze make their way to 20 for none off 4.
Yeah, and a lot of these players started to think ahead now to the 100, which isn't too far away. Just about everybody in the Blaze side has got a 100 deal this year. Some going back to the same teams that they've been to before. I think just over half the Hampshire team have got some 100 cricket to look forward to. We'll run through some of that for you as we go along. We mentioned earlier Daisy Gibb picking up her first 100 deal, wildcard pick, going to the Oval Invincibles. That's a great gig, isn't it, that one? In fact, as I speak, Daisy Gibb is coming back into the attack. Marie Kelly is actually going to Birmingham Phoenix for the first time, previously with the Northern Superchargers for a couple of seasons. So a new franchise for her to look forward to. She's going to be facing the start of the next delivery, which is the start of the 5th, as Gibb has Southby standing up behind the stumps. Hits that over her head, does Kelly, and that's racing away and goes over the rope just below us here at the Utilita Bowl. And that is 4 runs, 24 without loss, and Kelly moves on to 17.
For a moment, I thought that was going a little bit more airily. It looked like she was trying to work it over maybe a kind of deep mid-wicket region. However, it might have come slightly off the top edge, but nonetheless, it's a pretty decent connection. And it runs straight over the bowler's head for 4.
So Gibb in again. She sort of rocks from side to side as she runs in. That's I don't think that's an edge. And Southby not taking that cleanly. Goes out to short 3rd. Is that a bite? No, it's a wide. Wide signalled by the umpire. So Brianna Southby just struggling to get the gloves out there that wide outside off stump. And the total moves on to 27, I think it is. 26. 26 without loss in the 5th over. This over and then the next over, the power play will end. Only 2 fielders outside the 25-yard circle, just to remind everybody. Shouldn't need to remind at this stage of the competition. As that's nicely played away to point, and that's a nice stop there by Abby Norgrove. This is not a bad crowd. This is a standalone game, remember. And I think we are definitely looking at a crowd that you would expect for a men's championship game, which I don't think is too bad at all. There is only one, there might be 2 outlets open, but clearly that burger van, which probably is the only burger outlet open tonight, has made the right call.
And I'm just noticing, actually, a couple of seagulls have started to join the queue here as well.
Yeah, that's dangerous. Make sure that you keep your food wrapped up. So 27 without loss. Gibb in again and bowls. That's a good delivery, but equally well played by Kelly out towards deep square leg, and she moves on to 18. And the Blaze on to 28 without loss in the 5th. Just a repeat, Hampshire winning the toss, electing to bowl first. Blaze making 1 change from the side that had that no result against Somerset down in Taunton. No Josie Groves. In comes Kirsty Gordon, who was rested for that game. And Hampshire are unchanged from the side that lost to Warwickshire here a few days ago. As Gibb comes in and bowls once more to Elwes, who plays that nicely through point. That's a beautiful shot just waited, full delivery, opened the face of the bat and steered that into the gap. That's off the middle of the bat as well. Elvis moves on to 9.
Brilliant shot, just leaning on it, just some great timing. She hasn't tried to throw her hands through the ball, but it's really nicely timed. A bit of a wide half volley there from Daisy Gibb, and it's just guided, it's placed straight through that point region. Abby Norgrove can't stop it this time. Great shot from Georgia Elvis,
who's back for a 3rd year at the Welsh Fire from the start of the 100. So 32 without loss, 2 balls left of the 5th. As Gibb is in again and bowls short. Oh, it's a good bouncer as well. But always ducks underneath that one, not taken cleanly by Southby, always difficult. A good bouncer when the keeper is standing up. But a quarter wide as well, probably a little too high from Daisy Gibb. She's never frightened to bowl a bouncer, Daisy Gibb.
No, and I tell you, Rihanna Southby's done seriously well to manage to get a hand on that, because it looked quick from Daisy Gibb.
That did kick off the surface a bit.
It did. And I just want to point out, straight after that 4 from Georgia Elvis, no, it was Marie Kelly, apologies. No, it was Georgia Elvis, as I correct myself again. I saw Elise Perry just start to warm up, so I wonder if we could see her from this end.
All right, looking forward to that as Gibbs in again, length ball, played out into the covers, or pick up a single. Abby Norgrove, the fielder, once more. And the Blaze move on to 35 without loss. Sunshine coming out here at the Utilita. Again, lots of yellow shirts around, which is always nice to see here. Shows there's plenty of support for the home side. I had a walk around the club shop actually here on Wednesday. I don't think I've ever walked around the club shop here.
Did you get anything?
No, I didn't. I sort of managed to sort of refrain getting my credit card out, which is not unheard of. As that's a nice cut shot, but found Abby Norgrove, did Georgia Elvis. That's the end of the 5th over, 35 without loss. But it was actually nice just being here and having some time to actually have a look around. And I will be tempted at some point to buy something from there. But it was just nice. You know, plenty of Hampshire shirts, both men and women. There was because the women have training tops, I think, which are dark blue, don't they? So that was in there. They look quite good actually close up. And there's the queue for the burger van if you're watching the live picture feed. I think it's like one of those airport queues where you get called for seats, you know, 24 to 34, and you think, shall I join the queue yet? And you think, no, the queue's too long. Because definitely, whilst that queue is probably not quite as long as it was, I definitely noticed as the queue started to go down, other people started to join it at the back. It's a bit like that when you're going on an aircraft. You don't really want to be standing in the queue for ages, so you just sit down and wait for a sort of an opportune moment to get up and join the queue.
Yeah, there's definitely a few people in the seats just by that burger van, really starting to debate whether to go. And it's when the queue starts to get shorter, then you think about it, you choose not to, and then you look back again and it's doubled in size. You can never get it right, can you, when you're joining the queue? So better just to join earlier rather than later if you want a burger out here, everybody. Elise Perry is coming into the attack. Here she comes. It's 35 for none. This time it's just played onto the pads and it will go out into the offside for no run. Little inside edge as Elise Perry causes a couple of issues straight away. Let's have a little look at Elise Perry's bowling so far. She's got just the 5 wickets in the tournament, coming at an average of 23, but she is striking at a wicket every 15 balls. So maybe she's not getting bowled enough at this point. Here comes Elise Perry, number 18 on her back, striding in past the umpire. And it's played over the bowler's head, and it's a lovely connection as it goes away a couple of skips before the boundary. Just a stand tall shot from Marie Kelly, and it's played straight over the bowler's head for a lovely 4.
Nothing wrong with that one. These two will be Birmingham Phoenix teammates in a couple of weeks' time. Elise Perry back for a 4th year for the Phoenix in the 100. Mentioned earlier, Marie Kelly will play her 1st year for Phoenix. Sizing each other up already.
Elise Perry in again to Marie Kelly. This time just worked away into the legs. Oh, it's not. It's just going to come back to the bowler. I was looking for the ball out towards deep square leg, but it never arrived. So it was picked up by Perry for no run. The Australian legend playing here at Hampshire.
Yeah, just for the month of July, unfortunately. It'd be nice to have a bit more. But Charlie Knott was good here when she was here for the 2nd year running. Elise Perry taking over from her this month.
Pretty good swap, that.
That's not bad. You settle for that.
Here comes the swap, Elise Perry. 4 runs off her first 3. She makes room for herself, but it's just played into the offside for no run, by Marie Kelly. 3rd dot of the over.
Megan Sturge in there in the covers. Still no Ella McCacken, which is a bit of a shame. I bumped into her actually a couple of times this last few days, and I know she's a bit frustrated with this hamstring injury of hers, and I think the club are a little bit worried that, you know, she plays too early, she might just do some severe damage. So, yeah.
Yeah, and she remains the top scorer for Hampshire for the tournament, doesn't she? Here comes Elise Perry, this time clipped into the leg side, an attempt for a catch, but it's gone through and it's going to run away for 4. A really nice shot there, working off her legs, but it is a little bit aerial, a little bit dangerous from Marie Kelly. It's 43 for none.
Yeah, just outside the area of Naomi Tatani at mid-wicket to really make an effort. Always just a little wide. It was aerial. Tatani just couldn't get across in time. It was hit too well. Nice shot, Marie Kelly. She's played some nice shots already.
Yeah, she moves on to 27. Just 23 balls. As Perry comes in for her last delivery of her over. It's pulled away back with a square towards fine leg. Just bounced once in front of her. Maybe a little bit risky from the bat of Marie Kelly, but that does end the over. 9 runs off that Elise Perry over as it comes to 44 for none.
Thank you, Charlie. And we will bring in our special guest, Freya Watkinson, who plays for Portsmouth. And she's one of a couple of people over the next week or so that's going to be joining us for commentary and learn a bit of commentary, learn about how things work, and well, let's meet her. Freya, welcome.
Thank you, nice to be here.
What have you made of the first 6 overs?
It's been a pretty strong start from the Blaze, going 44 for none.
Have you seen these players play before? I mean, do you come here and watch? Because I know you play for the sort of young age groups, don't you, at Hampshire?
Yeah, I'm quite a regular here to watch the Hampshire girls, but I haven't seen much of the Blaze, so I'm excited to see it.
Okay. Right, Becca Tyson was just about to start a second over. The first one went for 5, 44 without loss then in the power play, and that's a lovely reverse sweep there from Marie Kelly. That's racing away for 4, and that will take the Blaze on to 48 for... without loss, actually. Kelly moves on to 32, actually. And Elwes, very much the silent partner there. She's 9 off 12. So who are you most looking forward to seeing in the Blaze then?
I'm very excited to see Abby Norgrove when she comes into bat.
With Hampshire, yeah, sorry,
Yeah.
You know Abby?
I haven't met her personally, but I've been a big fan. I've watched quite a lot of her plays.
Okay. Tyson in again around the wicket. That's driven out on the onside by Marie Kelly. Goes out to deep square leg. Freya comes in off the boundary. 49 without loss. Do you know 1 or 2 of the Hampshire girls as well, or?
Yeah, well, I know 1 or 2 of them. I've seen them round the ground. I've been here, and
Yeah.
I've had the conversation with 1 or 2.
Right. So when you guys obviously practice here from time to time.
Yeah,
I
we
guess.
train here in the winter, yeah.
You do, right, in the indoor school, obviously.
Yeah.
As Tyson bowls, and that's driven down the ground by Elwes. She moves into double figures. That's 50 without loss, I think it is. Yes, 50 up in the 7th over. So you sort of see them practicing the next net, or do you kind of mingle with them, really? Do you get a chance?
We don't always get a chance to because of how many age groups have to train on the same day.
Okay, there's a sweep shot there from Marie Kelly, I think that is. Yes, it is. It's gone out deep on the leg side. So how long have you been playing?
Oh, since I was about like 6, so quite a few years.
6?
Yeah.
You're going to tell me there's an under-7s, Hampshire under-7s or something?
No, I've been playing for Hampshire since under 11s.
You have, right, okay. And what is your forte? As we'll come to that in a minute. As Tyson comes in and bowls, reverse sweep again, found the gap behind square on the offside, and that's going away for 4 more. Elwes moves on to 14, and the Blaze move on to 55 without loss. So what's your forte in cricket?
I'm an all-rounder, so I bowl pace and I tend to come in bat 3 or 4.
Well, okay. And you play for Portsmouth?
Portsmouth, yeah.
Right. Portsmouth under...
Well, range of age groups, really.
Oh, do you? Right. All the way up to what, under 19 or something? Or?
Yeah, so I play 15 boys, 16 girls, and I play for the ladies' first team as well.
Oh, right, okay. Tyson comes in and bowls. That's full. It's driven by Elwes out on the onside. 3 players out on the boundary on the onside. There's always a single in front of square. That ends that over. 7 gone. And the Blaze are 56 without loss, with Kelly on 34 and Elwes on 15. How did you get into cricket then?
Well, my sister was playing it, so then I kind of got put into it as well.
And your sister plays at the same club?
Yeah.
Right, plays for Portsmouth. Right. She's an older sister then?
Yeah.
Okay. And she's a bowler as well, batter?
All-rounder, yeah.
All-rounder. Right.
We're pretty similar players.
Right. So you can give each other sort of tips on technique and things like that?
Yeah.
Right, okay. So how many games have you played this year? Quite a few?
Too many to
Have
count.
you really? Have you played a lot?
Yeah.
Georgia Adams, the captain, is on with her off spin. That's driven down the ground by Elwes. 57 without loss. So top score this year?
64.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, that was pretty good innings. I think I did it off about 24 balls.
Okay. Adams in, and that's driven by Kelly. Past the diving Adams, up to the top end of the ground. It's gone for 4. Again, a beautiful piece of timing from Marie Kelly. Takes her on to 38 and the Blaze on to 61 without loss in the 8th over. And who was that against?
That was against St Cross.
Oh, right, the Winchester Bay side.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Any notable players in there that you were very pleased that you scored runs?
Well, I was very happy I scored runs against my fellow county player, Kitty Redhead.
Okay, there's a nice shot over Adams's head. Will be cut off this time. Deep in, oh no, it's a mistake by Abby Norgrove, and it's just bobbled through her hands, and it's gone for 4. And the total moves on to 65 without loss. Bowling wise, best figures?
5 for 10 off 4 overs.
5 for 10? Whew. Okay, and who was that? Hang on, tell me in a minute. Here's Adams again from the pavilion end. That's cut away, but is fielded in the covers by Freya Davis. Who was that against?
Ealing and Totten. My first over I got 4 for none, so I was very impressed with that.
Wow. Down the wicket, hit in the air, but safe, wide of mid-on. That's bouncing away 4 more. The Blaze just picking it up here. That's 69 without loss in the 8th over. Did that include a hat-trick?
It did, yes, all 4. First over of the game, 4 in a row.
You got 4 in 4?
4 and 4.
Wow. Well, what happened on the 5th?
Well, left-hander came in, so when I went round the wicket and didn't quite get the fifer.
All right. Was it a bit too wide or something else? That's driven up to mid-off, single.
Yeah, she managed to edge it for a dot.
Oh, right, okay. That's the end of the over. That is the 8th over done, and we've got 12 to do here. The Blaze have started very, very well indeed. 70 without loss, with Marie Kelly having scored 47 of those from 32, and Georgia Elwes 16 from 16. So, obviously you're still very young yet, and you've got a long way to go, but I mean, where do you see yourself going with cricket?
Well, hopefully into the Hampshire Hawks side. That's the main goal.
Right. Just Hampshire, yeah? Not further, a bit further, maybe in the future?
Maybe, but main goal would be Hampshire, obviously, because I've come up that system.
Is it, it's quite interesting, isn't it, obviously with the regional stuff before, so I guess you were obviously playing last year and when the Southern Vipers were the team down here. Do you find it, and do your friends find it better that actually now it's just Hampshire?
I would say so, yeah.
For what reason?
Well, there's just like, as you can see, there's more counties now, and I feel like it's just a better structure and it provides us more opportunities.
Okay. Mary Taylor is the new bowler. She's driven up to mid-on by Marie Kelly, and there is no run. So it's felt that it's a better pathway?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. But I think the Vipers Academy is still going, isn't it?
The Vipers Academy is still going at the minute, yeah. We're not sure if that's changing or what's happening with that, but at the minute it's still Vipers Academy.
Okay. Are you part of that as well?
Unfortunately not.
Are you too old for that or too young? As that's driven away into the gap in the covers, Kelly moves on to 48.
Well, it starts from my age group now, so I'll be looking to try get into that in the next few years, hopefully.
Oh, okay. And what does that mean, getting into the academy? How do things change?
Well, obviously you get put in the squad, and the squad is combined of like girls from different counties as well. So you get more training, more S&C, and you play different academies like throughout.
More competition.
Yeah, provides a high level.
Yeah. Here's Taylor, runs away from us with a right arm medium pace. This comes down the wicket. She's got an edge on that Elwes, and that's running away through third for 4 runs. Just the faintest of deflections, probably just as well, because Rihanna Southby was behind the stumps ready for a stumping, but just watching that again on the picture feed, it's quite wide. She's come down the wicket, but she's just got an ever such faint tickle. And the total moves on to 75 without loss. So I guess you're coming into contact with players from other counties, so you're seeing more competition, more talent sort of, you know, around the, so I guess a little harder.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Taylor bowls, and that's driven out to deep cover. Elwes moves on to 21 from 18 deliveries, and the Blaze on to 76 without loss. A really good start here by the away side. Feels scattered here. There's deep. Actually, I thought it was a deep mid-on. Actually, both mid-on and mid-off are up, actually. 2 fielders out on the leg side, 1 out on the offside, as that's pushed away again by Kelly, who moves on to 49 now, making it look very easy, these 2 out there.
Yeah.
Nice, easy stroke play. Marie Kelly, 29 years of age. Georgia Elwes, 34, so plenty of experience out there. 77 without loss. 1 ball coming up of the 9th over. That queue even for the Burger Band's got even longer. There's Taylor bowls, and that's nudged away into the gap behind square on the offside. Elwes moves on to 25 with that boundary. Expensive over there from Mary Taylor. It's gone for 11, and the Blaze move on to 81 without loss. When you see this sort of game, obviously it's what you're aspiring to. When you're watching this, and I know you've watched a few other games and that, what do you notice about these games that you think, you know, that's what I want to do?
Well, obviously the fun of it as well, but also just like, for example, the 2 Blaze batsmen really showing off their skills and like showing that women are improving in the cricket game, like really makes you just want to be a part of it.
Yeah. We've got Bex Tyson, who's changed ends now. Around the wicket, bowls, and Kelly works that on the onside, and that's a half century for Marie Kelly. There's an applause. As I say, it's about a championship-sized crowd here, which is not bad at all. If I'm honest, I think Hampshire will be pretty happy with that. 36 deliveries, just heard that announced on the ground. I can hear a hum, apologies. I'll try and sort that out. Here's Kelly with a sweep shot. That goes out on the 45. They still run a single. Trying to sort that out as I go along. Hopefully that's all right now. Could you hear that as well?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on. Maybe this kit's got a bit hot the last couple of days. Right, anyway, Bex Tyson bowls. There's a reverse sweep. Not really come off the middle of the bat there from Marie Kelly. She moves on to 51 as Mary Taylor comes around from short third. So 84 without loss the Blaze. Halfway through the 10th over here. There's been a lot of cricket here on this ground over the last couple of weeks. The Women's International I mentioned. That was on Wednesday. That's a sweep shot which wraps Elwes on the pad. We've had a double header here. I think it was last Sunday. There's been various T20 games over the last couple of weeks. Championship game just before that. Here's Tyson bowls. Sweep shot again, which wraps the pad. It ricochets over the head of Rihanna Southby behind the stumps. Was there a bit of an edge on that one? I think there was. Bit of a deflection onto the pad. Elwes moves on to 27, and it's 85 without loss. Hampshire in their familiar, very bright yellow. Isn't it? It's incredibly bright.
Yeah, no missing them.
That's turned away on the leg side by Marie Kelly. They'll run 2. Freya Kemp out there in the deep, and she always is. And the total moves on to 87 without loss. Have you got a Hampshire top? Do you get a Hampshire top in the young age groups as well? You get all the kit?
Yeah, we get.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we're not matching with the first team at the minute. We're still in our blue kit, but we have a feeling that might change next season.
Okay. 87 without loss then are at the Blaze. Just to repeat, Blaze come here in second place. They will end this competition tonight, win or lose, in second place. Their spot at T20 finals day is confirmed, and so is the top spot with Surrey, and also third place. It's all done and dusted, even with a game to go. And on finals day at the Oval on the 27th of July, Blaze will play Warwickshire for the right to play Surrey in the final. And the Blaze, remember, are defending champions from the old Charlotte Cup days of last year. They've turned away on the onside. Georgia Adams has also switched ends, and that's 2 runs to Georgia Elwis, who moves on to 29 from 23 deliveries. Kevin James and Freya Watkinson with you here at the Utilita Bowl as Adams bowls, and it's driven away on the onside, and that's fielded just below us by Elise Perry. I haven't seen too much of Elise Perry. I think she's only bowled the one over. I'll just have to check that. It's hit away into the covers, and there is no run. Score remains on 90 without loss. Adams into her second over here, none for 17, 3 balls left of her second over. Down the wicket comes Kelly, hits it in the air, 1 bounce down to Tatani at mid-off. The Blaze move on to 91 without loss. What's your next game coming up?
On Saturday we play Surrey for a friendly.
So, right, okay. That's turned away on the onside by Elwis. This is risk-free cricket from both these Blaze players. They don't look like they're going to get out. 92 without loss is the time. So where's that game being played?
Over in Surrey, not a home match this time.
Oh, right. Oh, it's come off the toe of the bat, that reverse hit. Sorry, which ground?
I'm not too sure.
Oh, you're not sure? But it's in Surrey somewhere?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's the end of the over. And 11 overs have gone here at the Utilita Bowl. And the Blaze are 92 without loss. We're trying to get the ground commentary fixed. It should be working. It looks like it's all plugged in. But Rob here, who knows a thing or two about in-ground commentary systems, is hopefully going to get everything sorted. But we are still on the live picture feed, which is good news. We're still on the BBC Sport website and app, which is equally good news. And hopefully 1 or 2. Unfortunately, with the international here, Rob, on Wednesday, you're never quite sure how this kit is going to behave once people who are not normally up here have had their day. And we think we've plugged it right, but obviously not quite right. Right, so start of a new over from Freya Davies, driven back to her. Oh, it knocks her glasses. Is that her glasses off her head? Something's come off her head. What's that she's wearing? Oh, is it something on her hand? Just trying to see that. Whatever it is, it's hit her. Oh, she's got some sort of strapping on her wrist.
I think it might be a watch.
Oh, was it a watch? Ooh. It's not ideal, is it? Oh, yeah, it's a little watch, isn't it? Yeah. It's obviously all right. The strapping's obviously all right. Don't want that being smashed up.
Yeah, no.
Here's Freya Davies in again from the pavilion end and bowls, and that's hit away on the leg side by Georgia Elwis. Goes out to deep mid-wicket. Slight fumble from Freya Kemp, but they're not running 2. And the total moves on to 93 without loss. Kelly's on 54 now. Georgia Elwis is 32. A long wait for some of these Blaze batters to get in the middle. And time is running out for them if they want a bit of a knock. As Davies comes in again and bowls short outside the off stump, cut away by Marie Kelly, goes out to point, and they'll come back for a second. Now I'll tell you what I'm going to do at the end of this over. I'm going to let you do a bit of commentary.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah.
Now we spoke before we came on air. I gave you a couple of little pointers. Nobody is expecting you to be the world's best commentator, but the only way to learn, all right, is to get put into the deep end. So you can do a couple of overs after this. All right.
Okay.
Good. Right, just a nice build up for you. 95 without loss, and attempted cut shot there from Kelly. Kept a little low, well taken by Rhianna Southby. So Freya Watkinson, first time she's been on air, and she's now, I'm pushing her right in the deep end, and in 2 balls time she's going to take over the commentary. So all you have to do is remember what I said. All right?
Yeah.
Okay. Didn't give her too much, otherwise it's like being at school, isn't it, and being told too much by a teacher. Charlie knows about that. He's a teacher. He knows not to fill the children with too much too quickly. Freya Davis in once more on bowl. Stepping away to the leg side. Hits it on the leg side, does Marie Kelly. Bounces just short of Titani coming in from deep square leg. And the Blaze move on to 96 without loss. Is it all working in ground now, Rob? There's some headphones in my bag there, so you can have a look. 96 without loss is the total. As Freya Davis bowls the last ball of her 3rd over, and that's pulled away by Elwes out to deep square leg, where Naomi Titani fields. That is the end of the 12th over, with the Blaze on 97 without loss. Rob is working around us, trying to work on sorting out the in-ground commentary, which has clearly been affected by people being up here when the Women's International was on, because it was fine when we left it last game. Anyway, Freya, it's all yours.
Taylor's coming back on at the Hilton end for her 2nd over.
That's what she done. First over went for 11, didn't it?
Yeah, it's quite an expensive over. Hoping she won't repeat. Driven straight back down the ground, gone past it, and it goes for 4. That was a very nice shot by Elwes there.
They're timing the ball nicely out there. They're putting Hampshire under a bit of pressure here.
Yeah.
As we were saying earlier, both experienced players, and they've got to 100 with, I can't think of a chance. I can't think of too many players and misses. I mean, 1 or 2, but they've certainly not given a chance. It's been a very, very good partnership indeed. Promise of a big total here for the Blaze.
Taylor coming back in.
That's all right. As I say, nobody's expecting too much. Don't worry. Just always say what you see. It's that simple. There's a phrase that is on TV.
Yeah.
Say what you see. Just say what you see.
Harder than it looks.
It is hard. Yeah, don't worry.
Taylor coming for our 3rd ball. Driven back down the ground to mid-off. Taken by Freya Davis. Just a single there.
And the total is?
102 for no loss.
In the?
12.3 overs. Taylor coming in for our 4th ball. Tempted ramp. Oh, what a catch! By Daisy Gibb.
Finally a wicket.
Yes. First wicket fall in the 12.4th over.
And that is Marie Kelly. Might get a chance to watch that again. If you're on the picture feed, we'll have a look and we'll get a replay of that one. Fine 57 from Marie Kelly. 102 for 1 are the Blaze in the 3rd over. And it's Catherine Bryce to walk out to the middle. So talk me through that catch.
Well, Kelly's gone for the ramp shot and it hasn't quite got it off the middle, so it's fallen short to short 3rd, which has then gone for a diving catch by Daisy Gibb.
So it lost a wicket. Here we are. Just watching the replay here.
Yeah, she doesn't quite get hold of that one. Very good catch by Daisy Gibb there.
Diving forward. Straight in the hands. So Catherine Bryce is the new batter for the Blaze. She's just over 330 runs in this year's competition, averaging 47, with a top score of 60 not out.
Taylor coming in for her 5th ball. Blocked out by Catherine Bryce there.
Mary Taylor's better figures, isn't it? Better over this one.
Yeah, much better.
Just the 5 off it with the wicket as well. Catherine Bryce, who's back with the Manchester Originals for the 100.
All gone for another ramp shot, and down it goes for 4. Catherine Bryce is off the mark now, 4 off 2. That brings Taylor's over to an end.
So 13 overs gone, 106 for 1. So I'll do this next over and then you do the one after, all right?
Okay.
And then I'll bring Charlie back. How's that?
Yeah,
all right.
sounds
So
good.
it literally is, you know, everything you're seeing, you know, you just described. You know, 2 batters are having a chat in the middle there with 7 overs to go, 106 for 1. Just to repeat, that Hampshire won the toss and they elected to bowl first, giving the Blaze first use of the strip that was used a couple of days ago in the Women's International, England against India, won by India, the first match of that 3-match ODI series. Elise Perry back into the attack, taking over from Freya Davis, who's bowled 3 overs, none for 13. Elise Perry, the Australian superstar. Probably. And were you? I mean, everybody. I felt that everybody down here was quite excited when her name was announced. Bowls, and that's just played into the gap on the offside by Elwes. She moves on to 39, 107. When you heard that, you know, did that have the same impact for you and your teammates? Did you think, wow, Elise Perry is here?
We were very surprised with the announcement, yeah, and we were all very excited to come down and watch her play.
Yeah. Oh right. So that's interesting to, you know, where the different, you know, sections around Hampshire. And I mean, she's clearly a big name.
Yeah,
There's no
100%.
doubt about that. Alana King, who was at Lancashire, would that have been equal? Would you put her in the same bracket as Elise Perry?
Probably not.
Okay.
I'd put Elise Perry in a bracket higher, probably.
Okay. Here she is with a right arm medium paces. Just nips back on Bryce. Goes out to backward a point. What's the umpire signalling? Leg by. Takes the total on to 108 for 1. So in terms of the battle of the big names announcements, Elise Perry was the number 1, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Part of the Australian side that smashed England in the Ashes.
Yeah, that was not a good Ashes for England.
As Perry comes in again and bowls. Just feints to go on the leg side, but stays where she is in the end. Elwes just tries to just spoon that away on the leg side. That'll be 1 off the bat. Elwes moves on to 40. Did you stay up late and listen to some of the game or watch some of the games from Australia?
I
In the
did
winter?
a few of them, yeah.
Did you? Did you lose interest with England doing so badly, or did you stick with it?
I stuck with it most of the time. There was a
Yeah.
few games I just left.
You just gave away.
Yeah.
Yeah, not again, sort of thing. 109 for 1 in the 14th. As Perry bowls, that's driven by Bryce up towards mid-off. And they'll come through for another single, 110 for 1. What I like about Elise Perry, she's got a very easy action, isn't she?
Yeah.
Nice sort of wind up and full flow with a
Very fluent with it all.
very easy, isn't it? Is that similar style to you?
Kind of.
Yeah.
I'd probably say I'm more like Freya Davis with my action.
Oh, okay. Oh. Perry from the pavilion end again, bowls. Elwes comes down the wicket and works it along the ground out on the leg side. Again, it's just a single. 111 for 1. So when Freya Davis bowls, you kind of watch her as a sort of a role model.
Yeah.
Would you say? You do, yeah. Okay. Freya Davis, been a little while since she last played for England. About 2 years, I think, maybe just nearly 3 now. 29 years of age, originally at the South East Stars in the old regional area. Can't believe we're saying that. Lights beginning to come on here as well. 111 for 1. 1 ball left of the 14th over. Freya Watkinson will then do 1 more over of commentary, and then we'll bring Charlie Harden back. In fact, Freya Davis has just had a chat with Elise Perry. She likes to chat, Freya Davis, likes standing at mid-off and chatting to the bowler. Here's Perry, bowls, short, it's cut away, it's in the air but safe, it's gone through backward a point, it's going for 4 runs. Nice shot from Bryce, takes her on to 9, and the Blaze move on to 115 for 1, with Bryce on 9 from just 5 deliveries. Georgia Elwes 41 from 34. The one batter out is Marie Kelly, who made 57 from 45 balls with 9 fours, and that first wicket falling with a score on 102 in the 13th. And we've just completed over number 14. Freya.
The captain, George Adams, returns at the Hilton end for her 3rd over. Just a single there again off Jordan Adams' first ball.
Takes the total on 2.
115 for 1 off 14 overs. Adams bowls, it goes through the covers. Stopped on the boundary. They've gone back for the 2nd run.
I think they're a little bit behind on the board actually, because that's 2 balls of the 15th, and that's 3 run scores, so it'll be 118 for 1. Sometimes things get stuck here. Not us, but the electronics.
Adams in again. Cut away to point. Dot ball there.
Yeah, they're caught up now.
Oh yeah.
Just about. Just waiting for the 3rd ball to be recorded. There it is. There we go. Back in play.
Hit into the mid-wicket. It's good bowling from Adams here for our 3rd over. Katie Bryce on strike as Adam comes in again. Just gone for the reverse sweep. Is it going to go? Yes, and there's another 4 for Bryce. Takes her on to 15 off 9 balls. Total is now 122 for 1 off 14.5.
Played the reverse sweeps well tonight. Marie Kelly's played a few, Georgia Elwes too. Clearly a shot they practice as a team.
Addo comes in for her last ball for the over. Hit through the covers. Gone just for the 1 there. Over finishes, and the total is 123 for 1 off 15.
Freya, thank you very much. Have a break.
Yeah.
That's the first time Freya Watkinson has ever commented on a game of cricket, so well done you. Plays for one of the young Hampshire underage sides here, trying a hand at commentary. Most people can't see what I can see, but I can tell she's a bit nervous.
No, she did very well there.
Yeah. But Charlie Harden is back alongside me, Kevin James, for the final 5 overs of this Blaze innings. And looks like they're going to get a pretty decent total here. Georgia Elwes has been there since the start. And she's 42 not out. But Catherine Bryce is going to face the next delivery from Mary Taylor from the pavilion end. 2 overs, 1 for 20 for Mary Taylor, who was also a wild card pick for the 100. She's going to Birmingham Phoenix, and she'll team up with her twin sister Millie up there. I know she'll be very pleased about that, as that's turned away on the onside by Bryce. They'll pick up a single, and the Blaze move on to 124 for 1.
Well, the Blaze have built up a brilliant total so far, haven't they, Kevin? And it all started with Marie Kelly's 57, her first 50 of the tournament, but she fell to the current bowler, Mary Taylor with a smart catch from Daisy Gibb, diving forward. Since then, they're now sitting on 124 for 1 off 15 overs. And it's been a chanceless 42 from Georgia Elwes, who's just ticked along at a strike rate of 120.
That's what she does. Slower ball. Elwes hits that hard up towards deep mid-on. That's fielded by Perry. 125 for 1. Yeah, we saw this a lot when she was at the Southern Vipers. Georgia Elwes just looks to bat the innings if she can, and just trusts her experience and her technique, and she just kind of relentless when she gets like this.
Yeah, and look completely risk-free, to be fair, so far.
Certainly is. Here's Taylor in again, right arm over, bowls, and that's hit away up to mid-on. Mid-on is up. Perry has come in for that, but they still take 1, and the total moves on to 126 for 1. And I hate to keep going on about it, but there is still a queue for that burger man. He's making, he or she is making a mint tonight, because it's a good enough crowd that being virtually the only outlet open, you're guaranteed of making a few bob tonight. That's hit hard up to Perry, who's gone deep this time, and Elwes moves on to 44. There's always been a queue of, I think, a minimum of about 15, and there's probably a few more there now. They've done well, no? They don't run out of burgers.
No, I'm sure they're well stocked up in there, in the burger van. But they've created a bit of a monopoly. They're the only people available currently.
Done well. Good choice that. Taylor bowls, quicker ball, driven up past Perry.
Good shot.
And that's going for 4. Bryce moves on to 22. And the Blaze on to 131 now for 1 in the 16th over.
Well, after Hampshire took the wicket of Marie Kelly, they thought maybe that was a good thing. But no, Catherine Bryce has walked out to the crease, the Scottish international. And she's the 6th leading run scorer. She's got 333 runs so far, and she's added on 22 today, bringing that up to 355, which is better than my maths from last week.
You don't teach maths at school, do you?
No, luckily not.
131 for 1, last ball of the 16th coming up. There's Taylor bowls, gives herself some room, hits it into the ground, Bryce, but she's called through for a single by Elwes, and she will keep the strike. So we have 4 to do here at the Utilita Bowl. Hampshire win the toss, giving the Blaze first use of this pitch, which was used in the one-day international against India 2 days ago. It's a good one, and the Blaze are cashing in here at 132 for 1.
Yep, looks a really good pitch, but I think what these two have done slightly better than maybe the opening pair is they've run between the wickets. It feels a lot better since Marie Kelly went back to the pavilion. They're running with intent, but also something that hasn't stopped throughout the entire innings is these ramp shots. I don't think I've ever seen so many ramp shots in a game, Kevin. But Georgia Elwes and Marie Kelly, both alike, really loving that ramp shot today. As Rebecca Tyson is on from the hotel end. It's an attempted reverse sweep, but it only goes for 1 run to the fielder at point. They're doing a lot of these lofted, completely switching their stance around, lofting reverse sweeps over backward point. It's quite impressive. As Rebecca Tyson continues left arm around the wicket. Orthodox bowling. As it's swept away towards deep square leg, this will be 1 run. Once again, Elwes making room for herself, showing her stumps behind her legs and sweeping well. That's into the leg side. All 3 fielders deep out there on the leg side. Long on, mid-wicket, deep square leg, and the final deep fielder is long off. So ring field otherwise. This time a pull shot into the leg side to the same fielder at deep square leg. That's Megan Sturge out there, who throws it back into the gloves of Rihanna Southby. 135 for 1, 3 runs off the over so far. Elwes moves on to 45. Catherine Bryce is on 25.
Elwes has already hit 3 half-centuries this season, on course for a 4th.
This time thumping it into the leg side. Down the track comes Elwes, but it's well picked up in the outfield. That appears to be Freya Kemp out there, launching the ball back in. 136 for 1. Yeah, Georgia Elwes striking at 121 so far this year. and she's at 118 today. And this time, another one of those lofted reverse sweeps, almost switching the stance around once more. It's a couple of bounces, goes away for 4, 140 for one ball left.
It's a good shot in a way that she puts power into the ball as well, isn't there? It's a slow delivery there from Tyson. It's not just a reverse sweep, but it's a reverse sweep hit with venom and purposely hit over the head of the fielder. She couldn't have done a lot better. She couldn't have done any better than what she's done there, to put pace on a ball that there was hardly any pace on.
Yeah, and actually, since those last couple of shots, what's happened here is I think Abby Norgrove's gone out to a deep backward point, and long off has come up into the ring. So we've still got the 3 deep fielders out on the leg side, as Rebecca Tyson bowls round the wicket, this time working into the leg side. They're pushing the first one hard, and they are going to come back from the 2. Good running from this pair as it goes towards the keeper's end, and it will be 2 runs to end the over. 142 for 1. That Tyson over goes for about 8, I reckon. Just as I was starting to do the calculations, the graphic went away from me.
I can tell you exactly. I think it was a few more than that. Unless I've missed an over somewhere. I've missed an over. But I will still be able to count back. And then I will tell you that that over went for 10.
10. I was not far off.
There you go. Good guess.
Pure estimation.
So Georgia Adams is going to bowl her last over, none for 27. And this is going to be bowling to Georgia Elwes. These two know each other very, very well indeed, of course. Elwes comes down the wicket and works that up towards mid-on. Perry comes around the boundary, and Elwes picks up 2, and she moves on to 48. And Blaze on to 144 for 1.
This is looking very similar to the previous fixture between these two earlier in the year.
Up at Chesterfield, that's right. I was there, as that's driven up to mid-on. Doing commentary with James Carr there, former Northern Diamonds cricket director. Nice spot, Chesterfield. Got looked after very well there, I have to say. Fantastic spot.
But is the food better than here? That's the
food
question.
was good. Well, the food was very good, I have to say. The cafe at Queen's Park, I think Paul it was chatting to. Ooh. Brought it over. Is it me or you? I can't remember.
It's you.
It is. That's driven out to mid-on, or they're going to take another run. Freya Kemp, to be fair, had quite a lot to do at deep mid-wicket. I think the batters were not thinking about 2 initially, but in the end said, well, hang on a minute, there's a chance of another. At 147 for 1. As Adams comes in from that pavilion end, swept away. It's going past Tyson at short fine leg. It's going for 4 more, and that's the 150 up now for the Blaze in the 18th over. And Catherine Bryce is playing a lovely little cameo here. 150 up in the 18th, as I say, just over an hour, 67 minutes. The innings has been going.
It's been an effortless 37 so far from
really,
Catherine Bryce. Yeah. She's just walked out and gone straight to 37. Chanceless.
Of 20 balls. So gone for a reverse sweep, wrapped on the pad. Adams asks for an LBW. The finger goes up slowly, and Bryce goes. Second wicket down for the Blaze, 151 for 2, and that partnership realised 49.
The commentator's curse strikes again as the chanceless Catherine Bryce falls next ball with a one of those switch hit reverse slaps over backward point, but it wraps her on the pad this time, and it's given LBW. A very slow finger raise this time from the umpire, but it looked pretty good from where we are standing. And again, it's one of those shots where, as an umpire, you are desperate to give the batter out for a shot like that when it hits the pad.
So Marie Kelly made 57 off 45. Catherine Bryce 37 from 21, was it? With 6 fours. And Elwes, the one constant who's been out there since the start. 1 short of a 4th half century of the season. Just watching that again on the replay, my word, even though the camera's not directly in line, that looked out. Just hit the back leg. Adams in then, around the wicket. New batter is Sarah Bryce, sister replacing sister. And 18 overs gone, so 2 overs to go here. With the Blaze on 151 for 2. Just to sort of labour the point, really, the Blaze really aren't playing for anything other than a bit of practice leading up to finals day. They are going to finish second in the group no matter what the results tonight. For Hampshire, well, it's a matter of either finishing 6th or 5th, depending on what Durham do and depending on what Hampshire do here. If Hampshire can win and Durham lose, then I think the net run rate might come into it. Whether Hampshire would win here with a bonus point, that's a different matter. But they have a chance of overhauling Durham. Well, Essex made 164 for 3. Durham are now batting, and they are 16 without loss in the 3rd over. Emily Windsor is in the Durham side tonight, so Elise Perry is switching in. So Durham need 149 from 18 overs with all 10 wickets standing.
Here comes Elise Perry into Georgia Ellis, who's on 49, who works it away into the leg side. Appeal for LBW, but looked a little bit high as it's given as leg by, so it won't be the 50 up for Georgia Ellis, bringing Sarah Bryce back on strike, the wicket keeper for the Blaze. 152 for 2.
She's got a season in the 100 with Welsh Fire once more to look forward to. She's been with Welsh Fire now. This will be her 4th year going back to them.
Must be showing the right things. She's been retained for that long. Well played, Sarah Bryce. As Elise Perry turns around, throws the ball from right hand to left as she begins her run up past the umpire. As this one's inside edged into the leg side. Sarah Bryce is looking to thump that through the offside, but they come back for 2 as Megan Sturge picks it up and throws it into South Beat's gloves. 154 for 2. Sarah Bryce off the mark, moves on to 2 off 2.
Has a top score of 32 in this year's competition. This is her 10th innings. I've beaten you to it, that one, haven't I? You've done very well. You've written a lot of stats down there. I hate to take too many away from you. I'll let you do a few more.
Oh, thank you. Well, shall I say her average?
Yeah, go on.
She's actually averaging 14 in the tournament, so a little bit below her high standards. But here comes Elise Perry into Sarah Bryce, a cracking cover drive straight to cover, as you'd expect the cover drive to go, but it will be no run as Elise Perry claws back control of this over. She's gone for 19 runs off her 2.5, as it's 154 for 2. Elise Perry in minor discussions with Freya Davies as she comes into bowl once more. This time short, pulled straight up in the air. It's Abby Norgrove running back for a catch overhead, and it's gone down. It looked like a tricky chance. In the meantime, Blaze have got back for 2, but Abby Norgrove was always going to struggle to get there, but she did well to get a hand to it, diving backwards towards the long off boundary. It was a skewed pull shot there from Sarah Bryce as she comes back for 2.
They're always tough, aren't they? Where you're also going back. I think Abby Norgrove is okay. Freya Davis is just checking. It's just limping a bit there, Norgrove. They're always tricky running back and very high indeed. Is Abby going to go off? I think she is. She's definitely something wrong with her leg there. I think it's her left leg that she's just limping with. Might take a while to get off here, that's right.
It's not good for the batting innings.
That is a worry, yes, I agree. So she's going to get looked at. Maybe get looked at on the pitch. We'll have to wait and see. Got a couple of emails to get to. Thank you for everybody that messaged in hampshirecricket@bbc.co.uk and said there was no ground commentary. It's on now. Rob came up and has saved us. He did something. I don't quite know what he did. He may not know what he did, but he's got us on. So hopefully you're okay around the ground now. This one from Terry Watson, who's in Woolston, which is a suburb in Southampton, for those of you that don't know your Southampton geography. He says, your commentary does Hampshire proud. That's very kind. I've listened to a few others, different teams, and a lot of waffle. He says, I now live in Cyprus though, but he says he does remember going to the county ground. He's mentioned a few sponsors there. He says, what next? Well, who knows what the next sponsors might be.
Here comes Elise Perry, this time cracking over extra cover. Is it going to go for 6? It's caught on the boundary by Naomi Datani. Sarah Bryce falls for 4, and it's a very safe catch there out there on the cover boundary. Potentially in danger of going for 6 at one point, but Datani caught it well, and it's a wicket for Elise Perry, her first of the game. She's 1 for 21. It's now 156 for 3. Sarah Bryce goes.
Well, how easy did she make that look? That's gone a long way. That's a big boundary, isn't it? Towards the tunnel. She's literally a yard inside. She kept her eyes on it all the way. Never looked like dropping it. That's a good hit as well. I think Sarah Bryce I think when she hit that, she probably thought that was going all the way. I think I did.
I think it goes all the way in a lot of other boundaries, but just for some reason it's so far out there. And I tell you, Sarah Bryce absolutely threw her hands at that ball, and she got every part of it. But it was Datani right on the boundary edge, who didn't really have to move more than a couple of steps, catching it safely. Fingers pointing up to the sky, 156 for 3.
One of those that's particularly pleased that our in-ground commentary is back is Stephen Clark, a regular emailer, hampshirecricket@bbc.co.uk. He says, you're coming through. He said, just explain who your others are. So I've got Charlie Harden next to me, and also Freya Watkinson, who's just did her first bit of commentary. A young Hampshire underage player who's here for the very first time, and she will be doing a little bit more in the second innings once she's calmed down after her first stint on air.
Last ball left here in the 19th over, as Heather Graham, the Australian overseas stand up to her counterpart, and it's bowled first ball. Elisa Perry takes off the off stump, and the Aussie gets out the Aussie, and Heather Graham goes back for a golden duck. What an end to this over from Elisa Perry, as Hampshire have regained a little bit of control.
Well, the next game, which will probably be a 50-over game, Elise Perry's on a hat-trick. Because you won't get a chance to complete one here.
Well, talking of hat-tricks.
Yes.
Heather Graham, who's just gone. Here's a stat for you, Kevin.
Yes.
She's only played 5 international T20s for Australia. And in one of the games, she bowled 2 overs, 4 for 8, which included a hat-trick that went across 2 overs, just like Elise Perry's one could do next time she's playing a T20 for Hampshire.
Right, here's the USA international, Ella Claridge, coming to the crease. Now, she batted very, very well indeed in the game between these two sides up at Chesterfield. She hit 51 not out. She just took a few balls to sort of get going, and then she struck the ball really well indeed. She's a very good player. 22-year-old, and she's earned her first deal in the 100 this year. She's going to be playing for the Northern Superchargers. I think that's very well earned as well. So last over coming up, it's Freya Davis from the pavilion end with her right arm seamers, and she's trying to attempt to sweep that one Elwes as she walks across the stumps. It goes fine. It's fielded by Daisy Gibb, and it's off some part of the bat. So that must be a half century for Georgia Elwes. There it is. 43 balls, 5 fours. She's batted since the very start.
Yeah, and 50 or 43 sums it up perfectly, doesn't it? Some lovely cricket shots, a few of those reverse ramp shots, but other than them, just completely chanceless, risk-free, no appeals off the batting of Georgia Elwes. And she makes a 116 strike rate 50 look as easy as it comes.
Yeah, that's very much her, isn't it? 5 fours in that innings. But it's Ella Claridge on strike, facing her first delivery. Freya Davis bowls. She pulls that away on the onside, goes out to Datani, and picks that ball up pretty much in the same area where she took that super catch in the last over. So 158 for 4 are at the blaze. So I mentioned the Essex and the Durham score. There are a couple of other games going on in the top tier of this T20 Blast tournament. Lancashire taking on Somerset earlier. I mentioned that match ended in a tie. And just down the leg side, it would have been a difficult take for Rihanna Southby. There was a chance for a stumping, but I think the angle of the ball, just taking it past leg stump, was a difficult take, but Elwes had just fallen forward and out of her crease. And Surrey taking on the Bears. Surrey 189 for 5 in the 19th over. Kira Chatley made 65. And Laura Harris, that's Grace Harris, isn't it? Playing for Surrey. That's hit out square on the offside. They're coming back for 2. They're taking the throw on, but Elwes is home. 162.
Oh no!
Oh, overthrows. Oh dear. And it's 3 runs in the end. A little bit messy. Yeah, 37 of 25 deliveries for Grace Harris. Alice Monaghan, formerly of this parish. 24 she made. So 161 for 4, and there are 2 balls left of the blaze over. As Ella Claridge will get ready to face her second delivery. Not much chance to see much of her today. Don't think some of the Hampshire players will mind that after what had happened at Chesterfield. Down the leg side, taken by Southby, and it's a stump and it's off a wide. Well, the wicket will count. Neat work from Southby behind the stumps. Claridge just overbalancing, trying to hit that away on the leg side. And that's resulted in a neat stumping from Rihanna Southby.
I'll tell you, Kevin, you dream of those as a wickie. You're always praying when you catch it down the leg side that a batter might just think that they've got something on it that means that they could snaffle a run. But what Southby's done brilliantly there, it's just a wide ball down the leg side. It's not just a leg side wide, it's a pretty wide ball from Freya Davies. She's done so well to get there. And just because the batter maybe thought that was going down towards fine leg for 4, she just drifted her foot out of the crease. And it's a great stumping for Rihanna Southby, 161 for 5.
She makes her way off the pitch, does Ella Claridge up towards the dugout at the far end of the ground. Just watching this again, here we go. So Freya Davies is in, just nips away a fraction actually. That's a great take from Rihanna Southby, down the leg side. Claridge just lifts her back foot as she tries to swat that away behind square. She goes for 1. And Davies comes in. Slower ball outside the off stump. I actually mentioned who's batting out there at the moment. I guess it could be Michaela Kirk, but that's only a guess at this stage. It is Michaela Kirk. There we are.
I think what made that stumping even more impressive, is that who was it batting? Sorry, Ella Claridge gone for a sweep shot, which as a keeper completely blinds your vision. Sometimes you can't see hardly any of the ball coming down the wicket. She's done really well to catch that.
She's a very good keeper, Rihanna Southby. That's full on the leg stump. That hits Elwes on the pad. She's trying to sweep that away on the leg side, and that completes the Blaze innings. Georgia Elwes has batted all the way through for 53 not out. Michaela Kirk finishes 1 not out, and Elise Perry won't get a chance to go for a hat-trick because that's the 20 overs completed. The Blaze finish on 164 for 5. That innings underpinned by that opening partnership worth 102 of 13 overs between Marie Kelly and Georgia Elwes. Marie Kelly going for 57 off 45 balls. A bright and breezy 37 from Catherine Bryce off 21 balls kept the run rate ticking along at a fairly quick pace. And then towards the end, Sarah Bryce with 4, Heather Graham out first ball, and Ella Claridge out for 1, means that the Blaze finish on 164 for 5. There was a couple of wickets for Elise Perry, 2 for 21 from 3. She'll be on a hat-trick, if you can call it that, when she plays her first 50 over game shortly for Hampshire. She's playing 2 before she joins up the 100, and a wicket apiece for Freya Davies, also for Georgia Adams and for Mary Taylor. Right, we're going to take a quick break during the break between the innings, and when we come back, myself, Kevin James, Charlie Harden and Freya Watkinson will bring you live commentary of the Hampshire reply as they look for 165 to win this game.
I know, Steve. You just said to me that you need a replacement hat. Dawn, how confident are we feeling?
Not great, but club reputation's on the line.
Ooh, okay, a little bit of pressure, Steve. I mean, as I just said, you want a new hat, so you must be feeling like you need to win this.
Yeah, having not caught a ball for 50 years, I'm a little bit dubious.
The excuses are starting already. And Lewis, you said that you have seen this catching challenge so many times, but how does it feel to now be the one taking part?
I'm really confident, don't worry, I've got this.
There we go, a lot of confidence. All right, catching challenge coming up, but first to Robbie to explain how it works.
Oh my goodness me, chaos is about to happen, everybody. You join me next to this. This is called the cannon, and it says keep clear, balls come out with great force. You bet they do. They're going to fly up into the sky here in front of the Hilton end of the Utilita Bowl. All our participants have to do is catch it, and then they win themselves a hat. How hard could it be? Very hard, because there's a lot of people watching, and it's a little blustery out here, isn't it?
It is a little bit. We've already heard some excuses. Dawn, you're going to go first, I'm afraid, because you stood closest to us. So
Okay,
in you go. Here we go, Dawn.
We'll get a countdown, shall we? Countdown for Dawn. The balls are ready. In 3, 2, 1. Oh, it's gone up already. It went early. Go on, Dawn.
Oh,
Far off. Oh, come on.
Dawn, that was mean.
That's savage. That's savage. Right, who's up next?
All right,
Steve.
come on, Steve, in you go.
He said he hasn't caught a ball in 50 years. Okay, now's the time to do it, Steve. When a cap is on the line and everyone here at Utilita Bowl has their eyes on you. Up it goes. Oh my God. It's right down your throat. It's easy. Come on.
Oh, no. Oh, Steve.
Yeah, actually, one hand, one bounce. Was that one hand, one bounce?
What about?
Yeah, we'll think about that in a second. Right, okay, come on then.
Come on,
Go
Lewis. You said you were confident. You have to do this now. Come on.
In his England shirt. 3, 2, don't do a stretch beforehand, for goodness sake. You've got to get your arms going. Right, here we go. Up it goes. Let's hear it, everybody. Come on, it's going to take that.
Oh, no! Oh, extra points for theatrics, though.
My God, right, everybody come in. I mean, you know what? If we're talking going to sort of channel our inner basketball, we're not about results, we're just about entertainment factor. And I tell you what, that was pretty good. Dawn, who was the cricket club that you were talking you were representing?
South
Winchester.
Winchester.
I got an honour from tonight.
Yeah,
Really?
both of my children play.
Okay.
After I do too.
Good stuff. Well, you know what? I don't know about you, Izzy, but we've got a few caps to give away. It's the last game of the season, Friday night. I didn't quite get you to give me a cap anyway.
Steve said he wanted a new hat as well, so I think we can give you a new hat, Steve.
Yeah, to protect you from that hot weather as well. You don't want to get too much sun on that. Okay, well, we'll give you all a cap anyway because we're nice people. Go on, Izzy, hand them out. You can be our presenter. There we go. I'll hold that for you. There we go. Good stuff. Congratulations, everybody. Right, that just about concludes our half-time challenge, doesn't it, Izzy? Right, should we have the second half coming up shortly? Let's do it. 165 to win for the Hawks. Can they do it? Final one of the season, surely. Time to welcome back our on-field umpires, Surrender and Shamagam and Rose Dobie. Match referee is Helen Pack, scorers Caroline Green and Richard Isaacs.
Welcome back to the Utilita Bowl. The two umpires are out in the middle, and we are just a few minutes away from getting the Hampshire reply underway. It's the final women's T20 group game between Hampshire and the Blaze. Not a lot at stake because the Blaze's place in finals day at the Oval on the 27th of July has already been confirmed before tonight's game got underway. They will finish in second place whether they win or lose. They totalled 164 for 5, having been put into bat by Hampshire. And there was a couple of half centuries from the openers, Marie Kelly and Georgia Elwys. Marie Kelly made 57 before she was caught by Daisy Gibb. She went for a little paddle, a little sweep shot on the leg side, caught short. Fine leg off the bowling of Mary Taylor. Marie Kelly's innings lasted 45 deliveries. She did put on 102 with Georgia Elwys before they were parted in the 13th over. Georgia Elwys batted through the Blaze innings with 53 not out from 46. Catherine Bryce kept the initial impetus up with 37 from 21. And for Hampshire, there was 2 wickets for Elise Perry, and those two came off 2 deliveries, the final 2 deliveries of her 3rd over. Didn't get a chance to get a 4th over in, so she will start her next game on a hat-trick. And a wicket apiece for Freya Davies, for Georgia Adams and for Mary Taylor. For Hampshire, there is a chance of finishing 5th. They've started today in 6th, but they will need Durham to lose their game and tonight, and they will also require to win here. But a tall order against a very, very impressive Blaze side, who come into this game off the back of a pretty impressive run. They might have only won 7 from 13, but in addition, there's been 2 games that have had no result, 1 game that's been abandoned, and 1 game that's a tie. I'm Kevin James. Charlie Harden is next to me, so they proved very a difficult side to beat.
Indeed, and whatever total they've amassed in their first innings over their past few games, they've actually done pretty well in defending it. Let's have a little look at their last game versus Essex. They only made 139 all out, and then they managed to defend it, and defend it so well they won by 35 runs, limiting Essex to just 104. So as Cassidy McCarthy looks to take us away
with her right arm seamers from our commentary end. First delivery wraps Perry on the pad. Cassidy McCarthy, a former Vipers Academy player here before she moved up to the Blaze. 22 years of age. She'll be playing for the Trent Rockets in a couple of weeks' time. Still getting a bit of a hum in my ears. Apologies if you're picking that up. We're trying to work on that one, but we've got the in-ground commentary going, that's for sure, so that's good news. McCarthy bowls a little bit of in-swing there as it wraps Perry on the pad even. And the first runs for Hampshire. Remember, they are chasing down 165 to win only their 6th match and what will be a 14-game season in this group stage of the Women's Vitality Blast competition. Inaugural competition, but the Blaze from last year hold on to the T20 title even, having won it at Derby. T20 Finals Day tries to cut that one South B, bit of bounce, goes past the top edge.
It's been a good over so far this from McCarthy. She started well, looking to swing the ball into the right-hander, but that one just holding its line, as you say, a little bit extra bounce, a little bit hard to get a hold of early doors, and Hampshire needs to start well.
Yeah. We also have Freya Watkinson still with us. He plays for the young age groups at Hampshire, who's with us for the first time doing some commentary. Again, that ball just angles into the right-hander. It's fielded by Sarah Glenn, although the ball just bounces away from her. And they'll pick up a single. First run for Rhianna Southby. So that's your 3-person commentary team tonight here at the Utilita Bowl. Just mentioning the crowd again, it is about a championship-sized crowd here, which I think the club will be pretty happy with. And there has been a constant queue for that burger van on the right. There has never been less than about 10 people in that queue all night. They've done pretty well. The drinks are on them as that's turned away behind square on the offside. And Perry is now off the mark. Hampshire are 3 without loss. So Perry this year in this competition with the bat has hit just over 130 runs, averaging 26. Rhianna Southby She faces this next delivery from McCarthy. Drives powerfully, but finds mid-off. That's the end of the first over. Hampshire are 3 without loss. Rihanna Southby, almost 230 runs for her, and she's averaging just under 25.
And that high score, Kevin, of 64 came against the Blaze. Who would have thought it? And Rihanna Southby, that's what we need from her tonight, as a completely neutral spectator, that is. As
You didn't sound neutral, John.
Yeah, I shouldn't have said we. That's what Hampshire need this innings today. As the second over begins, 3 for none. 1 run for each of these 2 batters to start off, as Perry takes guard. And Catherine Bryce is on to the bowling. And what a T20 blast she's had with bat and ball, as she is standing at the top of her mark. Let's go through her bowling stats. 3rd in wickets, tied for 3rd though, on 16 in the tournament so far. So here she comes, right arm round the wicket, striking into the pad of the keeper, and it will be given as wide. But no runs between the 2 batters. They'll move on to 4 for none.
There might have been a hint of in-swing there as well. I seem to remember up at Chesterfield, this is Bryce's angle of approach to Perry then.
This time it's whipped down towards fine leg. It beats the fielder in the ring and is going to run away for 4. That in-swinging right arm round the wicket action has just brought the ball onto Elise Perry's pad, and she's worked it away comfortably for 4.
Yeah, you can't start the ball too straight. She's getting a little bit of shape. Just watching this here on the... yeah, you can see the ball there just late on, just straightening. That's why she's coming around the wicket, trying to get the LBW decision with the ball pitching in line, but she's started that ball a little too straight.
Suggesting maybe she's swinging it too much to get the LB from over the wicket, but here she comes in again, in swinging this time, just tickled towards short fine leg, will be no run. 8 for none's a score.
Interesting, both the bowlers, McCarthy and Bryce, getting that little bit of in movement with the new white ball.
Yeah, and with an equally large boundary on either side, we're pretty happy to see them bowling from each of their ends. Here is Elise Perry, looks to ramp, but it's gone straight to short fine leg, and Elisa Perry goes for 5. It's a relatively straightforward catch for the fielder there, and actually it looks like more of a kind of dill scoop, doesn't it? She's got on one knee, tried to flick it straight over her head, and it's only gone as far as short fine leg. Hampshire at 8 for 1.
Oh, Catherine Bryce has picked up a big wicket there. Elise Perry, second over. It's going to be Freya Kemp coming in at number 3 on a spot that she's occupied pretty much throughout the tournament. Attacking left-hander Freya Kemp. Haven't quite had confirmation of the player that actually caught that. And they haven't actually set it on the ground either, so clearly they don't know. I don't know if there's a substitute fielder on, actually. We'll keep an eye on that one. As I say, thank you to everybody that messaged in earlier that said there was no ground commentary. I think there'd been a problem with the international game here. Of course, there's camera people up here, and usually the kit is in a bit of a mess. That's why I always take my kit out when I know that. But the kit that was left, I think it just gets moved around a little bit. So apologies initially. I thought I'd rigged it up properly. But Rob from the club has sorted everything out, so thank you for messaging, otherwise of course we wouldn't know.
Freya Kemp, the new batter, left-handed as opposed to right-handed Rihanna Southby, operating with her bright pink grip, the exact same colours that the umpires are wearing on their tops, almost blinding me. But Catherine Bryce, just a 1 wicket so far for the Blaze, but it's only come off their first 9 balls, Hampshire. They're 8 for 1 as Freya Kemp faces up, and it's pushed out towards deep cover. That'll be 1 run off the back foot. Just the 2 deep fielders for Catherine Bryce. We've got deep mid-wicket and deep cover for the left-hander. But now that Southie's back on strike, there's 2 out on the leg side. Very interesting. Looks like... no, she's going to stay round the wicket to the right-handed Southby. I was just wondering if it was a plan tailored for Perry, which worked. But no, Southby is getting the right arm round the wicket treatment as well. As this one swing in, it's appeal for caught behind, but it's not given, suggesting that maybe it just clipped off the pad down the leg side. A good catch nonetheless from Sarah Bryce, the sister of the bowler.
Yeah, it's still a little bit of movement, isn't there? Just a little bit of late movement.
Catherine Bryce in again, thumped over mid-off. Brilliant shot from Rihanna Southby. Muscled down the ground, past mid-off, who's just slightly wide. And Southby's managed to split the gap between the bowler and mid-off. And it's 13 for 1 Hampshire as Southby moves on to 5.
Yeah, nice striking, just watching this again. It's a little more off stump, and Southby, it's in a nice arc. But still had to put that away, and it's a nice clean strike from the Hampshire wicketkeeper, who's been a regular in terms of opening in this competition after, well, certainly in the last 4 or 5 games. Maya Boucher and Ella McGachan, the normal openers for Hampshire, but McGachan's still injured. Maya Boucher with the England squad currently.
For anyone wondering about the catcher, Ella Claridge took that catch at a short fine leg.
Thank you. So 13 for 1, 2 overs gone. Hampshire need 152 from here. As McCarthy continues, she's round the wicket this time to Kemp, and that's good carry, and Kemp plays and misses there, trying to play a drive through square on the offside. You can see the shape on that delivery. Round the wicket, angled into the left-hander, and then straightens. And lovely carry through to keeper Sarah Bryce. I was going to say Bryce, not Price. 13 for 1. Here's McCarthy, runs away from us again and bowls. Kemp plays defensively on the offside. That's a really good line there from McCarthy.
Now, you might not think it, Kevin, but I've been looking at the stats.
No.
On Cassidy McCarthy, and you might look at her stats and think, well, you know, she's done all right, but she's got the 6th best economy in the Blast this year. It's 6 runs per over. She's only gone for 2 runs off her first 8 balls.
Yeah, she never really got a chance here. Saying playing for the Vipers Academy, never quite broke into the first team. She's done well since she's moved to the Blaze, though. As Kemp's on the back foot, strikes that to extra cover. That's a good stop.
Just bouncing maybe half a metre in front of the fielder at extra cover. Yeah, horrible length.
Catherine Bryce, that one. Yeah, it's an awkward one. A couple of used wickets over there as well. Not an easy area to be fielding. McCarthy, 3 dot balls so far. Here's a 4th ball of the over. Kemp drives on the up and finds Sarah Glenn out in the covers. Nice attacking shot there from Freya Kemp. It's what she does. Doesn't like to get tied down.
It is, and you can just tell she's maybe getting a little bit frustrated. She's just patting her bat down on the next door pitch, just letting a little bit of anger out, maybe.
McCarthy staying round the wicket. Why wouldn't she? It's been a good over so far, playing and missing outside the off stump. No, she hasn't. She's got an edge. And McCarthy has got Kemp. And that is the 2nd Hampshire wicket down in the 3rd over. Kemp going for a big booming drive outside the off stump. The ball just pitched and straightened. That was always a likely dismissal. It's a dangerous line that McCarthy is bowling with the little bit of movement, and Kemp was tempted. Just bangs her bat as she walks back to the pavilion. Hampshire 13 for 2.
I don't want to be that guy, Kevin, but I felt it coming. There was a couple of nice-looking cover drives straight to fielders, and you just got the sense Kemp was just building up a little bit of frustration. A couple of nice bits of fielding in the offside, which just meant that Kemp was just going after that last ball that little bit extra, and she's just feathered it through, driving at a wide ball outside the off stump, and she was angry, she was frustrated. But Freya Kemp falls just for 6 runs, I believe, as she goes up to over 250
make it
runs.
1.
1.
Yeah.
Just 5 runs off.
You've added a 5. I think she'd take that. Right, the new batter is Captain Georgia Adams. 13 for 2, still needing another 152 here as McCarthy goes over the wicket, this time to the right-hander. Bowls, it comes back at Adams. That's well played. It's really nice shape, this from Catherine McCarthy. And asking questions of Georgia Adams straight up. 3 gone, 13 for 2.
I think I can hear a couple of Cassidy McCarthy fans out there somewhere giving a lovely little whoop in appreciation for a good over from McCarthy. She's bowled 2 overs, 1 for 2, and that over was a wicket maiden.
It was. Just lovely shape, wasn't it? I mean, it doesn't matter what bowler it is, what team it is. When you see somebody bowling like that, let the ball go, and the ball takes its line, and then as it travels towards the batter, you just see it veering off. It's just good to watch.
It looked gentle, just with a little bit of venom, almost.
Yeah, nice action.
But looks like we've got a change of the bowling here. And Rihanna Southby's on strike. She clips it into the leg side. Will be no run. The bowler is... It's quite hard to see from up here, especially from the bowler at the pavilion end. It's Kirsty Gordon, the captain. She bowls in again, this time pulling out from Rihanna Southby towards deep mid-wicket. That will be 1 run. Kirsty Gordon is alongside both Catherine Bryce and Rebecca Tyson, tied on 16 wickets, in 3rd position on the wicket-taking table in the T20 Blast. As Georgia Adams, the new batter, Hampshire 14 for 2, faces up to Kirsty Gordon. Coming down the track, just pushed into the offside, will be no run. But Georgia Adams last time out, she made a not out 32. That was her highest score of the tournament. That came last Sunday against the Bears. We need something similar today, as that's another dot ball worked into the leg side. Tremendous pressure building up from the Blaze. Kirsty Gordon, who better to bring on to bowl after a 1-wicket maiden. Just 1 run off the first 4 balls. This one just defended by Georgia Adams, respecting Gordon. It's fielded by mid-wicket. As Kevin James laughs at an email. Here comes Kirsty Gordon, this time coming down the track, pushed into mid-on, and it will be 1 run.
So this has come from Alistair Cooper. We've been talking about the Burger Van, who's done a rip-roaring trade. In fact, for the first time, there is nobody in the queue, and that literally is the first time tonight there hasn't been a queue of at least 10 people. And Alistair Cooper has emailed hampshirecricket@bbc.co.uk. He says, demand at the Burger Van has been so great for this evening's match that they've run out of chips. So there you go. That's probably why the queue's gone down.
Oh, I wonder if they've still got burgers.
Well, you didn't say that. So yeah, there you go. There were loads of people, and now all of a sudden they've all gone. But clearly very popular. So we have Cassidy McCarthy to continue. Why wouldn't she? She's getting lovely shape on the ball, bowls, and nice drive by Adams out towards extra cover, and there is no run. So 4 overs gone. Hampshire 15 for 2. That target is 165. The 2 players that have gone: Elise Perry for 5 and Freya Kemp for 1. One of those, Freya Kemp, to this bowler now as McCarthy comes in again and bowls. Oh, that's my word, that has come back. She dug that out as Adams, and it's gone off the inside edge down to short fine. Wow, I don't think I've seen a white ball this year move quite as much, certainly as that delivery. She's got something there, McCarthy. Maybe the conditions are just right. I don't know what it is, but she's got this ball moving.
The lights are on.
Yeah. McCarthy comes in and bowls, just holds its line a little bit. Adams able to cut that down to backward a point. She moves on to 2, and Hampshire on to 16 for 2.
You get the sense just a little bit darker out there now, Kevin. The lights are fully brightened up. There's 4 shadows around each player out there.
Steve Clark's been on the emails. Actually, I saw Steve, he was involved in whatever they were doing at half-time. I didn't get a chance to look, actually. Oh, there's that ball swung in as well. Southby drives, half-stopped by McCarthy as the ball makes its way up towards mid-off. Yeah, I don't know, what was it, the half-time? Well, there's a catching game. Normally they play these catching games, don't they, the crowd? I did see Steve Clark out there, but I didn't get a chance, Steve, I'm afraid, to actually know if you actually caught one out there. So I know you're listening, so let us know if you actually caught one, or if indeed that was the game that was being played. That's a lovely drive, and that's a good stop at extra cover as well. Almost carried to Georgia Elwes. Good stop. Lovely full-blooded drive, but it was in the air. just a single.
Maybe a chance, don't think it was. If there was any chance, it would have been very tricky for the fielder at extra cover, but nonetheless a good stop. This is keeping McCarthy's economy in great check.
That's great figures so far, isn't it? The last ball of a third. I'll give you her figures after this. And Adams, well, he hits it out to Glenn. Glenn will get a throw at the stumps. Would have been out Southby. Probably only had a stump and a bit to aim at Glenn in the covers. And Southby looked like she was struggling. But still good figures from Cassidy McCarthy. 3 overs, 1 for 5. And Hampshire struggling to get going here at 18 for 2.
Oh, she just let her run go there. I think she'll probably be kicking herself, McCarthy. Should be 1 for 4 right now off her 3 overs. Nonetheless, I'm sure she'll take it. 18 for 2, Hampshire. Just talking about the catching game that goes on at the innings break. I'm happy that they fire the balls up from ground level. There's been a bowling machine head up here.
They didn't use it.
I was worried they're going to be launching it up from the 3rd floor camera gantry.
That was the original plan. But they never got around to using it.
Well, I saw a couple of drops out there today, so I'm sorry if that's Steve out there, but it might have been someone else. Could be mistaken identity. As Sarah Glenn comes onto the bowling for a bit of right arm over the wicket as it's played straight back to the bowler by Georgia Adams, number 1.
Bit of leg spin here from Sarah Glenn.
Just at the top of her mark, Glenn. Now she sets off. Down the track from Georgia Adams, brilliant shot over extra cover. Won't go all the way, however it is just going to trickle away to the boundary for 4. A good shot from Georgia Adams, the first sign of a bit of intent from the Hampshire captain as she moves on to 7 off 11 balls. Hampshire on to 22 for 2.
Yeah, ring of fielders on the offside. It's a fairly safe shot as long as you get pretty close to the pitch of the ball, which she did, and she was still able to just open the face of the bat to make sure it went wide of mid-off.
As Sarah Glenn runs in once more, this time off the back foot, playing into the offside. Will be no run. Great fielding from the Blaze. You get the sense, you get the aura from the Blaze players out there that they know they're through. They know they could have got 15 or maybe even 20 more from the position they're in, but they're confident out there, aren't they? They know what they're doing.
Good side.
Glenn once more. 4 off the first 3 balls. Georgia Adams looking to play that same shot, this time along the ground. They'll sneak through for 1 out towards mid-off. 23 for 2.
Yeah, Kirsty Gordon there, good bit of fielding. I think that's a little ice cream outlet as well. That I don't know if it's just opened up to our right. Maybe they've seen what's been happening at the burger thing. I think before it's too late, we might try and cash in as well. I don't remember seeing it open. I could be wrong, but there's a little bit of a queue forming there now.
I've just seen 3 boys rejected by the burger van, Kevin. It's the dream's over out there for those boys. Here comes Sarah Glenn. Worked into the leg side to the singular fielder out there in front of square, which is square leg. Will be no run. Runs drying up here for Southby and Georgia Adams. It's been so for the last few overs. I wonder if we'll see McCarthy on again to finish her spell from the top end. She's been absolutely brilliant. Sarah Glenn, 1 ball left in her over. Hampshire would love a boundary, but this time it's just worked out to long on, and they'll try to go for 2, but no, they'll settle for 1. 24 for 2. Southby moves on to 8. 6 off the over. And I'm going to make way for Freya Watkinson.
Thanks very much, Charlie. It's just the 3 boundaries in that power play. 1 from Perry, 1 from Southby, and 1 from Georgia Adams. And after 6 overs, the Blaze were 44 without loss. Freya Watkinson, who's with us, first time ever she's done commentary, first time ever she's been on air here with us. She's had a chance, did a few overs in the first innings. Here she's back for her second helping. Did you enjoy that in the first innings?
Yeah, it was alright. It was quite nerve-wracking, really. But
It is, but as I said to you before, nobody's expecting you to come in and go whack, 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 and sort of knock everything out the ballpark, in cricketing parlance, of course. But yeah, it's just nice that you're here, and I know you wanted to see what went on and wanted to experience commentary. So I'll do an over, and then we're going to get you on commentary at the next one, okay?
yeah, okay.
So just to remind everybody, because a lot of people on the ground didn't get the commentary in the first innings, or not much of it anyway, as we'll come back to that, as in comes Heather Graham, the Australian. That's hit down the ground by Southby, and moves on to 9, 25 for 2. So you just remind everybody, you play at Portsmouth.
Yep.
And you play for the Hampshire underage groups.
Yep.
That's right. And you've got a game coming up on Saturday against Surrey.
Yeah.
And you don't know where it is yet.
No.
That's right. Well, as long as you... Well, that's tomorrow. Hang on, that's tomorrow.
Yeah, I just get dropped off. I just focus on the playing.
What, dropped off by who? What, the coach?
No, my parents.
Oh, by your parents?
Yeah.
So your mum must know where you're going?
Probably.
Right. She just hasn't told you yet?
No.
Oh, right, okay. Is that a little game you play in the household, in the Watkinson household, or is that the norm? Yes. In comes Heather Graham. It's hit out towards extra cover by Adams, and there is no one. Do you not feel a bit anxious knowing that you're going to bed tonight with a game tomorrow and you still don't know where you're going?
Not really, no.
Oh, right, okay. Right. I would.
I'm just more focused on like how I'm going to perform tomorrow. I'm not really bothered about wherever it is.
Oh, right, okay. Which is perfectly good logic, to be honest. Graham bowls, and that's hit away by Adams down towards deep backward of square leg. It'll be just a single. Adams moves on to 9. Hampshire are 26 for 2. Is this a friendly game, or is there a sort of a group?
This is just a friendly game. We played them last weekend for a league game, and we scraped a win, but this week's just a friendly.
Okay, and then where was that game last week played?
That was at Kes in Southampton.
At where?
The school.
Oh, of course, King Edward's. That's right. Yeah, you call it Kes, right? Of course. They're set out towards extra cover. Are they going to run 2? They think about it, decide against it. As the ball comes in, 1 bounce to Heather Graham, and the Hampshire total moves on to 27 for 2. I haven't asked you, did you get runs or wickets in that game?
No, well, batting was not my finest day, but I bowled well and I got a few wickets in fielding, so I got some run outs.
Oh, well done. Good. Here comes Heather Graham again, runs away from us, and Adams hits out to extra cover. Left to hurry here, throw goes in the keeper's end, not the best throw. And now Southby to get home relatively comfortably. Hampshire move on to 28 for 2, and we are in the 7th over here, with Hampshire from here needing another 137. Lise Perry for 5 and Freya Kemp for 1 are the 2 wickets that have gone. Catherine Bryce and Cassidy McCarthy with a wicket apiece. McCarthy particularly was impressive with the ball just nipping in, wicked induckers. That's pulled away in the air, but will be safe. Ball will bounce a couple of times out to deep mid wicket. Southby will pick up a single, moves on to 11. That's the end of the 7th over here, with Hampshire on 29 for 2. So Freya Watkinson will pick up commentary for this over. We had a chat in the break.
Yep.
Just reminded you of a couple of little tricks and a couple of things. So as I say, I mean, nobody's expecting mammoth things tonight. You'll be back with us next week for a little while as well.
Yeah.
So it's a process. It's a learning process. Somebody in the crowd has just won a Hawks women's shirt. That's nice, isn't it? Have you got one of those at home?
No, I don't.
Have you not?
No.
Oh. So Lucy Hyam is coming on with her off breaks. 27 years old. She's going to be from the pavilion end.
Coming into bowl past the umpire. Southby hits it into the offside. Sneak single. Score is now 30 for 2. 7.1 overs. Not the best score for the Hawks, but hopefully we'll see an increase. Adams on strike. Coming into bowl. Back over the top. Adams just gets away with that. 1 bounce before the fielder, but they sneak another single. 31 off 2. Off 7.2 overs. Southby back on strike. Ball's bowled. Back over the top bowler again, this time into mid-on. This is good rotation of the strikes by the Hawks.
Lucy Hyam yet to get a wicket in this year's competition. She hasn't been a regular for the Blaze.
Coming in for the 4th ball. Adams on strike, hits to the leg side. Out to deep mid-wicket.
Playing just her 3rd game in this year's competition. I've got a feeling she might be been injured. I'm sure when I was up at Chesterfield Might have been mentioned, I could be wrong.
5th ball of the over. Coming in. Comes down the wicket to that by Southby. Over the top. Is it going to go? No, stopped by the fielder at mid-off. Hawks managed to take 2 off that one. 35 off 2, 7.5 overs. This is a bit of a better over for the Hawks. Consistent scoring in this one.
Yeah, runs off every ball so far.
Can they keep it up for the last ball? Coming in. Southby on strike. Drives it to deep mid-off. Now the single there. Good rotation of the strike by Adams and Southby. That's 36 for 2 off 8 overs.
7 runs off that one. I'll do this over and you do the next one. Okay,
yeah.
So I'll do this. Stephen Clark at the far end has emailed back, hampshirecricket@bbc.co.uk. We did see him do the catching game. He says, yes, he said, I did manage to catch the ball, but on the second bounce. Not sure that counts, actually, if I'm honest, on the second bounce.
I mean,
but,
the effort was there.
Well, it is, yeah. It is a good effort. But, yeah, ideally, catching it on the full is what it's all about. But I suppose if you can't, then the second bounce will do. So 8 overs gone, 36 for 2. Remember that victory target for Hampshire was 165. Half centuries from Marie Kelly and also for Georgia Elwes, who finished 53 not out, the backbone of that innings. They put on 102 for the first wicket. Sarah Glenn, with her leg breaks, is going to switch ends. She's got a long flowing blonde hair. First over went for 6. Here she is. Down the wicket comes Southby, tries to smack that away on the leg side, gets wrapped on the pad. Almost tried to hit that too hard. Southby is 16 from 19 now. Adams at the non-striker's end is 12 from 18. Hampshire already need a run rate close to 11 and over from here on in. That's tough. Southby drives down the ground through mid-off. That's a good shot. Good connection as well. It's going for 4. And she moves on to 20. And Hampshire on to 40 for 2. Right out of the middle of the bat one, that one there, Freya.
Yeah, it was a beautiful shot, that one. Exactly what they needed as well.
Certainly is. Need a boundary at least and over, if not a couple would be ideal. It's quite tough to be scoring nearly 11 over for the best part of 12 overs. It prompts a change in the field with mid-off going deep, mid-on's deep. There's also a deep square leg and a deep mid-wicket. A ring of fielders on the offside as Southby gives herself some room, finds one of those at extra cover. Score remains on 40 for 2 in the 9th. Thank you very much to John Shelton, who's in Nottingham, who's just clarified Lucy Hyam's injury for us, as that's driven, goes through the hands of Sarah Glenn, down towards deep mid-off. Good connection there as well from Rihanna Southby, who moves on to 21. Started the season with a broken foot, did Lucy Hyam. Yeah, there's something in the back of my mind that's said that he had some sort of injury. I didn't realise it was quite one such as that. So thank you, John. 41 for 2 then. As Sarah Glenn comes in again from the hotel end, cuts that away, misses. Does Georgia Adams. Not really much turn there for Sarah Glenn. There wasn't much turn in the one-day international here a couple of days ago, so not expecting too much now. But accurate stuff from Glenn. She in again. Slower ball. Adams waits, turns it round the corner. And they pick up a single, and the Hawks move on to 42 for 2 at the end of the 9th over. And at this stage, the Blaze were 81 without loss. Freya, all yours again. Well, not much of a chat between the two batters. I think they know exactly what they've got to do. They've got to just up this run rate a little bit. It's not much chat
needed.
needed.
11 per over now, that's rough. That's going to be a tough one for the batsman.
It is. Do you do much chatting in the middle with your opposite number when you're batting?
Occasionally, it kind of depends on where we're at in the game. First ball of the 10th over. that'll be a close call. That was a risky single, but at this point that's what's needed. 43, sorry, for 2 off 9.1. Southby on strike on 21 off 22 balls. And Adams at the non-strikers end, 14 off 21. Gordon currently bowling at the pavilion end. Comes in. Southby hits it straight back to her. Just a dot there.
This is a tidy spell from Kirsty Gordon already, isn't it? 8 balls, only conceded 3.
Yeah, she's been on it today. Southby comes down, hits it to the offside, just seeks a single.
Good stop. Georgia Elwis was always good there. Used to enjoy watching her fielding when she was a Viper.
Yeah. Slight change of field. I think we've got Gordon comes in for a 4th ball. Adam reverse sweeps it. Is that gonna go? Yes, that runs away for 4. That's a lovely shot by Adams. Score is currently, is that updated? 48 for 2, 9 off 9.4 overs. That boundary very much needed by Adams.
That was a productive shot for the Blaze, wasn't it?
Yeah, it seems to be a shot of the day today. Gordon coming in for a 5th ball past the umpire. Adams comes down, hits to the leg side. Straight to deep mid-wicket, just a 1 there. This hasn't been a bad over for the Hawks. Slowly picking up.
7 off it so far.
Gordon bowling. Southby comes down, back of the top of the bowler, and that's a 4. Lovely shot by Southby there. And that concludes the over. Score is 53 for 2 off 10 overs.
So halfway through, well, 11 off that over.
Yeah, that's exactly what they need.
It is. Just got to keep doing that for the next 10 overs.
Yeah.
After 10 overs at the halfway stage, the Blaze were 87 without loss, so quite clearly they've got a lot to do here at Hampshire. Blaze will feel that they're in command of this game at this point. Kirsty Gordon, 13 from 2 overs after conceding 11 in that over. There's the last remnants of sunshine here at the Utilita Bowl. The sun always sets away to our right in the west, looking over towards New Forest and Bournemouth. And I'm not sure we can see Bournemouth, we can see bits of the New Forest. As in comes Gordon, right arm over. It's hit down to deep mid-on. So it's Catherine Bryce, what am I saying? 53 for 2, I'm confusing myself. One thing I haven't asked you, have you played here at all? Either on the main ground or the nursery?
No, I haven't had the chance to yet.
No, okay. Southby on the back foot, hits that back to Catherine Bryce. He picked up the wicket earlier of Elise Perry. He's got the keeper standing up once more. She's over the wicket though to the right-handers. Was round the wicket earlier, but not much swing in the ball now. That's pulled away in the air, but should be safe. It's split the field and it's gone for 4. 1 bounce, just wide of mid-on. Again, a good strike from Rihanna Southby. And that takes her on to 30. Total is 58 for 2. And the equation is 107 from here off 57 deliveries. That's tough.
Yeah.
That's not easy, is it?
Big ask, that.
It is, I mean, it's not quite 2 a ball, but it's as good as, and that over a long period, that is not easy at all. Southby drives hard along the ground this time, up towards deep mid-on. It's fielded by Marie Kelly, who as captain has got herself out in the deep. She needs to bark some instructions. She better have a bellowing voice. It's a long way just to below us. So 59 for 2. In comes Bryce again, bowls. Adams works that up to meet Marie Kelly. Clearly likes fielding where all the action is. And the total moves on to 60 for 2, and Hampshire from here need 105 from 55. They do have 8 wickets in hand. Just feel as though this is a partnership that is starting to blossom as it's hit out towards deep mid-wicket. They won't get any more than one. That's picked up cleanly there by Heather Graham, and that's the end of the over. That's 11 overs gone then, 61 for 2, 92 without loss of blaze at this stage. So quite a lot of daylight between the two sides. All yours this over?
Yeah.
And then I'll let you do a couple of overs with Charlie Harden, all right?
Yeah, okay.
Work with somebody different. It's all new, this, isn't it? You'll sleep well tonight, won't you? All this concentration.
Who's this? I think this is Lucy High coming back onto bowl from the pavilion end. Score is currently 61 for 2 off 11, chasing 164. High coming into bowl, Southby on strike. Southby hits it into the leg side, down to deep mid-wicket, and they take a single.
I've just been told that the catching game at the break, nobody caught a ball. None of them. So, Steve, you were in good company. That must have been good fun to commentate on.
Yeah. High come back in, second ball. Into the offside. Just a dot there. Adams currently on strike on 21 off 26 balls. Southby at the non-striker's end, 33 off 30. Coming in for third ball for Hyam. Adams comes down to the leg side, split the field, will it go? Yes, there's a 4, exactly what the Hawks need. Lovely shot by Adams there.
That's a good shot. I thought that was just going to be cut off.
Yeah, I thought the fielder might just get that.
Yeah, a bit difficult, isn't it, when you're running at pace? But
yeah,
good contact. There's 50 partnership as well up between Southby and Adams.
This partnership definitely blossoming, exactly what the Hawks need. Coming in for the fourth ball from Hyam. Adams hits that again into the leg side, finds deep mid-wicket this time, sneaks the single. Score is currently 67 for 2 off 11.4 overs. Southby now on strike, she's on 33 off 30. As Hyam comes in for her fifth ball. Coming in past the umpire. Southby comes down the wicket. Where's that gone? Found deep mid-wicket, just a single there, nothing more.
Yeah, not quite out the middle of the bat, probably just as well.
Yeah.
As the fielder's out there covering that area, out the middle of the bat, she might have found herself walking back to the pavilion.
Last ball of the over from Hyam. Adams on strike. Hits up again to deep mid-wicket. Seems to be a popular spot to hit it today. And that's the over. Score is currently 69 for 2 off 12, with 48 balls remaining of this game.
Right, Freya Watkinson's going to stay on for a couple of more overs, and you're going to work alongside Charlie Harden.
Well, it's been a strong resistance so far shown by these two, Rihanna Southby and Georgia Adams, as they've Adams came in at 13 for 2, and Hampshire are now sitting at 69 for 2, with just under 100 to win, with 8 overs to go. Hello, Freya.
Hello.
It's lovely to be on with you, as Sarah Glenn looks to be taking the ball from the hotel end, as she bowls and Adams tries to work it into the leg side. Do you think maybe it's too far for Hampshire? Have we got too far to go now?
I have a feeling it might be just out their reach, but they'll give it a good go, and who knows, they might pull it off, but I think it might be a bit too much of an ask.
You never know, do you, Freya? Here
No.
comes Sarah Glenn. This time worked nicely into the leg side, a little bit more aerial. They might think about coming back for 2, but no, they settle with 1. But these two have, as you said, rebuilt this Hampshire innings really, really well. Southby sat on 34 off 31 balls. And Georgia Adams, the Hampshire captain, at the other end on 28. 70 for 2 Hampshire, 95 to win off 46. This time Southby thumping it down the ground, and it's run away for 4. A brilliant shot. Southby's getting a lot of success down the ground. She's using her muscle. And Hampshire move on to 74 for 2. We're seeing a couple of signs, a few extra little boundaries. These two are batting well, aren't they?
Yeah, definitely bringing it back for Hampshire here.
Yeah, absolutely. Rihanna Southby, as we've seen many a time so far this year, she's got 2 50s in the blast so far. Could we maybe see a third? Don't get out this ball, Rihanna Southby. This time it's hit down the ground aerially. I had my heart in my mouth, but it will be fielded. And it will just be 1 run. Georgia Adams looks a little bit frustrated. Could they have got 2 there, do you reckon?
Could have, but it would have been a risky one.
It would have been a risky one. But as you said earlier, Freya, maybe the risks need to be taken.
They've got the wickets to do it, so...
They certainly do. Still 8 wickets left for this Hampshire team. But Georgia Adams placing it into the offside. A risk taken with a single, but they make it through safely. As Sarah Glenn has just 1 ball left in this over. 7 from it so far. She's coming up to the end of her 3rd over, and she's gone for 19 runs. But here comes Sarah Glenn, final ball of the over. 76 for 2 Hampshire. Rihanna Southby coming down the track. It's gone high up in the air. Is it going to land safely? I think it will. It does. And Southby again only gets through for 1. It's a direct hit at the non-striker's end, a muted appeal. But it's not given. And the Hampshire sit on 77 for 2 off their 13 overs. Now, Freya, I heard, I might be wrong, I heard you got, is it a 64 high score this year, is that right?
This year so far, yeah. I'm hoping to get a higher one.
Okay, all right.
Upcoming games, I'm hoping.
Triple figures on the cards, maybe?
Maybe.
Very good. In your 64, let's have a think. What do you reckon was your best shot? Maybe what's your signature shot? We've seen quite a few little reverse sweeps today.
Well, my favourite shot in that is got to be when I hit it straight over mid-on for a 6. That was definitely highlight of the day.
From the crease, or did you move down the track?
From the crease.
Now that's a proper cricket shot right there.
Yeah.
Here we go then.
Gordon coming back onto bowl from the pavilion end. Southby on strike. Southby comes down, doesn't quite get hold of it, but she still gets the 4.
Yeah.
Not the great start from Gordon, but she'll hope to get that down. Southby looking very chuffed with herself after that.
Yeah, she is. Really nice shot, lovely connection. She came down the track after the bowlers released the ball. That's a great shot over the bowler's head, 4 runs. Gordon
coming in again for a second ball. Oh, Southby doesn't quite get a hold of that one. So actually laughing it off, she doesn't look too bothered. The score currently sits at 81 for 2 off 13.2 overs. Southby on strike sitting on 44. Gordon bowling, she comes down along the ground to mid-on. Just a single for the Hampshire Hawks there. Captain Adams is now on strike. She's sitting on 29 off 32 balls as Gordon comes in for her 4th ball of the over. Adam comes down, hits it to deep mid-wicket, and they sneak a single, keeping the strike rotating. Score is currently 83 for 2 off 13.4 overs. 82 runs to win with 38 balls remaining, but they've got 8 wickets in hand. Gordon bowling. Southby comes down, hits that to deep square, just the 1.
It's a very defensive field at the minute from the Blaze. They know they've got the runs. They know that Hampshire are going to need to hit some boundaries. They've got 3 deep fielders out on the leg side. They've got a long off as well. They're just trying to defend the runs now, I think.
Yeah. Gordon last ball of the over. Adams opens up. And she edges it down to the ring. Sneak a single. Score is now 85 off 2 of 14 overs.
Yeah, just trying to open herself up there and hit it over the cover fielders who are set all on the ring on the offside. But just getting an outside edge, leaking its way to short third man. And Hampshire, this partnership now amassing to 72 between these two. Southby just 4 off her third half century of the T20 Blast this year. We've got a change in the bowling. Heather Graham is coming onto the strike. Onto the bowling, sorry, not onto the strike. It will be Georgia Adams on strike. And Heather Graham, the Australian overseas for the Blaze, who made a 73 against the Hampshire Hawks last time out. This time, she got a golden duck. But she can still yet cause havoc with the ball. Here comes the number 77, Heather Graham. An attempt to the ramp, just goes straight through to the keeper. It's good keeping, those are always really hard to catch when the batter threatens to ramp it straight into the face of the wicketkeeper. But Heather Graham turns around at the top of her mark. Georgia Adams on 31, just under a run a ball at the minute. She looks to smash it through the leg side, just an inside edge out towards deep square leg. They'll sneak through for 1. 79 off 34, maybe we've seen it done, but maybe not this time.
Looking unlikely at this point.
But you've got 2 set batters, Freya, you know, you never know. These two could just start hitting boundaries.
That's very true.
Southby needs a boundary to get to that third 50 of the tournament. Here comes Heather Graham, smashing down the ground this time out towards long off. They're going to look for 2, but Rihanna Southby says no. Georgia Adams just a little bit frustrated that they're not showing more intent running for those 2s, because that's what the Blaze did well. They ran well between the wickets, but Hampshire just looking to stay on the safe side at the minute. 87 for 2 Hampshire. Adams on strike. As she hits it out towards long on this time. They'll make it through for 1 run. Rihanna Southby thought about the second, but Georgia Adams looked very happy at the non-striker's end. Any other nice 6s from your 64 that maybe the Hampshire batter need to learn from today?
Well, I got a 6 by hitting it straight over square, so...
God, all these 6s, Freya. That's what Hampshire need right now. This time it's gone up in the air. She's tried to follow Freya's advice, but they might just get a single, I think, Rihanna Southby. As there's 1 ball left in the over, 4 singles from the last 4, but a dot from the first ball means there's 4 off this over so far. Georgia Adams takes the strike back. Southby at the non-striker's end on 48. And with 5.1 overs to go, Hampshire need 76 to win. Here comes Heather Graham, working confidently this time into the leg side, but straight to the deep fielder, and it will just be 1 run, which concludes the 15th over. Hampshire sit 90 for 2, and Adams keeps the strike. It's been a tricky game this for Hampshire, and ever since the injury of Abby Norgrove, where Georgia Adams came in at number 4, where normally Georgia Adams comes in at number 5, it's just meant that Hampshire have been a little bit stalled. I think Hampshire have missed Abby Norgrove.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, she likes to hit boundaries, and that's just what we need at the current moment. As the songs blare outside in the Utilita Bowl.
Lucy Hyam coming back on from the pavilion end for her 4th over. So far, she's gone for 21 runs with no wickets. The score is currently 90 for 2 off 15 overs. Adams on strike, who is sitting on 34 off 38 balls. Southby at the non-strikers, who is on 48. Hampshire needs 75 runs to win with only 30 balls remaining. Hyam comes in for the first ball of the over. Adams on strike. Adam comes down and hits it through to deep mid on. Just a single there.
Georgia Adams has enjoyed coming down the track today, showing it again there. Looking to work the deep fielders for an easy single.
Southby back on strike, she'll be looking to get her 50. Hyam comes in for the second ball of the over. Southby comes down as well. That is hit to deep mid off. They're looking for the second, but Southby does not want it. Adams looks a bit frustrated with that decision. at this point in the game, I think them risks would be worth it. The fact they've got 8 wickets in hand, I think they need to be taking them risks.
Yeah, I totally agree, Freya. Looked like they needed 2 there.
Comes in for third ball of the over. Adams on strike, comes down again. That's a solid shot, but finds deep mid wicket. Again, just a single. Still good rotation of the strike here, but they need to be trying to find them boundaries now. At this point in the game, they are currently on 93 for 2 off 15.3 overs. Comes in, fourth ball of the over. Southby comes down, takes single, and that'll be her 50. She'll be chuffed with that one. There's an applause by the crowd.
Brilliant 50 here from Rihanna Southby. That's her second 50 against the Blaze this year. She made 64 in the return fixture, but it's her third of the tournament.
Comes in fifth ball of the over. Adams back on strike. That's gone straight over the bowls, heading down the ground. Will it go? Yes, it will. Very much needed 4 there by Adams. The score is now 94 for 2 off 15.5 overs.
Yeah, as you say, Freya, it looked like Georgia Adams has been searching for that for a while.
Yeah.
But just now, she's got one to get through the outfield there, make its way to the boundary, and that might just give her the confidence Hampshire need here.
Coming in again, Adams still on strike. Adams opens up and finds the gap. Goes another 4, she'll be happy with that one. Exactly what they need. The score is now 102 for 2 off 16 overs. Not a bad over from Hyam there.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant there from Hyam. Well done, Freya. You've done very well. It's been a pleasure commentating with you for the first time. And as we welcome Kevin James to the commentary table. Can we call it that? I think we can. As it looks like we're going to have a change of the bowling here. Pace is going to come back on, and it is the economical Cassidy McCarthy, who's bowled her first 3 overs, 1 wicket for 5 runs. Brilliant stuff from Cassidy McCarthy so far, and all the Blaze need from McCarthy here is just to continue that. They've got the sense that Hampshire are potentially just clinging on to this game, and actually McCarthy's the perfect remedy to stem the flow of runs.
Yeah, got the ball to shape in sharply at times to the right-hander. I don't think she'll get quite the same movement with this older ball, but you never know. She does. Wow. Looks like she's enjoying her bowling. Coming in with her last over. 102 for 2 then. 63 needed from 24 outside the off stump. That didn't move. It was quite wide. Southby looking back at the umpire, but she wasn't quite in a position to get across outside off stump. Stephen Clark's back after we mentioned that neither he or his competitors caught a ball during the break. He says, very remiss of me not to mention my fellow competitors, Dawn and Lewis. As Carthy comes in short outside the off stump, pulled away through the leg side, fielded down at deep mid-wicket, but just a single. Southby moves on to 21, 103 for 2. Although none of us caught the ball, they were closer than he was, he says. That's very generous of him to say so. So a competition during the break where nobody caught a ball. They're not easy, those tennis balls, are they? Keep bouncing out your hand. They're actually harder than a cricket ball at times. Not harder, but... Oh, there's a little ramp shot that's gone high in the air behind the keeper, and it's bouncing away for 4. Good shot, Georgia Adams did well there, because that was a very full delivery from Cassidy McCarthy.
I get the sense that could be the approach here for Georgia Adams. She's found it quite tricky to find the gaps in the deep fielders when hitting the ball in front of square, and what she has done relatively well. We saw a good reverse sweep earlier in the innings where she just used the pace, and she's done the same there. Used the pace of McCarthy, 4 runs.
Here's McCarthy again, runs away from us, right arm over, bowl, slightly slower ball. Adams hits it out but finds the fielder at point. That's Sarah Glenn, and the score remains on 107 for 2. Hampshire need 58 from here, and we have 2 balls left of the 17th over, which means there are just 20 balls left in the game. But Hampshire do have 8 wickets in hand. as McCarthy's in again. Short. Cut away to backward a point. That's a lovely shot. She guided it into the gap. She didn't try and hit it too hard. She just made sure that she found the gap. She knew there was enough pace on that ball to get it all the way to the rope. 50 for Georgia Adams, 52 from 45. And for Georgia Adams, that is her first half century of this year's competition.
Yep, going past her previous high score from last game of 32 not out. She's made a brilliant 52 here off 45 balls, holding this innings together.
54 needed. McCarthy's in, bowls, and Adams gives herself some room. Well fielded by Glenn at point. There was a fielder behind her. Probably it would have been one regardless, but a good piece of fielding nevertheless. And with 3 overs to go, 18 balls remain. Hampshire need... what do they need? Just
53.
missed it. Thank you very much, 53. Looking at the wrong bit. Oh, we're getting treated to dance moves from the young Southern Braves. Oh, and somebody else. Some other youngster in the crowd. Well, that music's got a few in the crowd going.
Good to see so many youngsters out here today watching the Hampshire women try and rebuild this innings, and they've done well so far. But you get the sense there is still lots of work to do, and you also begin to see that 10 runs off the last over, that's probably the minimum now that Hampshire need every over. 53 off the last 3 overs. We've seen it done. Who's to say it can't happen? 2 batters on 50, 2 batters set. I tell you, if we see a few boundaries off this over from Sarah Glenn, who knows what could happen. Reverse sweep attempt, and it has just beaten the lady at short third man there as they come back for 2, and it's good running between the wickets. And as Freya said well earlier on in the commentary there, that actually Hampshire need to start turning those 1s into 2s, and they hadn't quite taken enough risks, you feel, in that second innings here. But interesting how Abby Norgrove was overtaken in the batting order by Georgia Adams. I wonder if we see another wicket here, if she'll come in. But nonetheless, Adams has done well as she pulls it out to deep backward square leg for 1 run.
100 partnership just announced there as well. If you'd mentioned that already, apologies. I was just looking at something when you were chatting, so if I've repeated that, apologies.
You were looking at the cricket, weren't you, Kevin?
Of course I was, always. Never take my eye off it.
Right, here comes Sarah Glenn in again too. This time Rihanna Southby, it's high up in the air. Long on is interested running in, but it's just a bounce in front of her, and it will just be 1 run as Georgia Adams once more is desperate to turn around for a second, but it will be 1.
Marie Kelly out there in the deep once more. Happy to captain from deep mid on.
You've got control of your team there if you're captaining out from long on. Also, you back yourself as the best catcher, probably, I reckon.
Get a good view.
Here comes Sarah Glenn. Thumping it out towards the deep fielder, and it's dropped. Out at deep mid wicket, Georgia Adams was the batter on strike. It was a good connection, but you felt that the field just had to come in a little bit more. Maybe she didn't quite judge it right, and it just didn't carry maybe in the end, but she definitely could have got there.
Catherine Bryce just died on her a little bit.
Maybe tough to pick up in the fading light. This time Rihanna Southby hitting it back out to Catherine Bryce, and she picks this one up smoothly. 53 now for Southby. 118 for 2. 1 ball left in the 18th over. Hampshire need a boundary. Just 6 off the over here. They need to make that double figures off this over. Georgia Adams on strike. Comes down the track, lofting over the bowler's head. Long on interested once more and taken. Marie Kelly, the captain, as we said, safe hands out there, and it's taken, and Georgia Adams falls for 57. 118 for 3 to end the 18th over. And some laughs and smiles from the Blaze tells you that they think they've won this game.
That was a good catch, wasn't it? Right on the boundary rope. That's why Marie Kelly puts herself there. Nice, safe hands, comfortable catch. I have to say, initially, I thought when Georgia Adams launched that, I thought that was going all the way. Very nearly did. Wouldn't have taken much more of an effort to get it over the rope, but a good partnership, nevertheless, which was worth 105 between Southby and Adams. Nelly Tatani is the new batter. Well, Not an easy task walking out now.
No, it's not an easy task. However, last time she batted, which was here on Sunday against the Bears, she got a boundary off every ball. It was just one ball, but it did go for 4. So at that rate, Naomi Tatani's going to hit a boundary every single ball, ladies and gentlemen.
Well,
Let's see if we see it.
That would be nice, wouldn't it, really? It's tough, that's for sure. 91 ball, 105 partnership between Southby and Adams. It was good, but it might not be good enough. It's a tough ask. 164 tonight was always going to be tough. It's a strong Blaze side, we know that. It always needed something special from Hampshire. It may yet happen, but it's tough from here. 12 balls, 2 overs, get 47. Wow. Right, here's Bryce then with her medium pacers bowls. It's pulled away by Southby, but it goes out to deep mid-wicket. And it is just a single. Total moves on to 119 for 3. Hampshire need 46. Well, a simple equation here for Naomi Tatani. Just throw the bat at it.
Yep, indeed. And we know she can do that. But we feel just that maybe, if she can maybe get over the boundary, maybe get a couple of 6s, that could really make a big difference.
Bryce is around the wicket. Tatani tucks it away on the leg side. Runs the first one quickly. They won't get any more than 1. And the total goes up to 120 for 3. Hampshire need 45 from the last 10 balls. Well, it is a boundaryable.
It is.
It's a simple equation. And Bryce comes in and bowls. Southby works it away on the onside. They'll get 1. They do run the first one quickly, just in case. They want to run 2, but they can't. No chance.
I'll tell you who Hampshire need here, Kevin. It's Abby Norgrove, who's still not out there after her injury in the first innings.
That's true, yes. We might just ask about that one. She hobbled off, didn't she, after doing a bit of fielding. Bryson again, round the wicket to Tatani. Tatani gets a length ball. She's trying to find the angle on the leg side, can't. Goes back to Bryson. It's a dot ball. So, well, 6 8 for 48. So it's 44 to win. So it has to be a 6er ball from here on in. It's not the smallest of outfields, so that's going to be tough for anybody. Well, she goes for it. She's going to get a 4, I think, behind square on the leg side. It's a nice shot, but it is 4, and with 7 balls left, it's still on.
It is still
only in mathematical terms.
Yeah, mathematical terms and some.
Yes.
It feels at this point, but possible.
Yeah, 40 to win, so 7 6s are 42. That's the equation now. It has to be a 6 every ball. If it's anything less, then that's the game for confirmed for the Blaze. Bryce around the wicket. Tatani works it on the leg side. It'll be 1. It may be 2. Are they going to go for it? They are. The throw goes into Tatani's end. She'll have to hurry. Is she run out? No, she's home. 2 runs. Takes the total on to 127 for 3 with the last over to come.
38 runs needed, everybody. Get your seatbelts on. We could see some serious fireworks here. Here comes Rihanna Southby, will be on strike. She's on 55 after running 2 well at the end of that last over. She'll maintain the strike. As we said previously, second half century against the Blaze. She made 64 in the return fixture. But Rihanna Southby, it feels like it's been a given that every time I come here I see a Rihanna Southby 50 from the top of the order, batting through the majority of the overs. She's been in great form for Hampshire this year. 224 runs before this innings, so if I do the maths really quickly, that's 279 runs this year. As I'd seriously test my maths once more with some simple addition. But Rihanna Southby looks to tuck it with a little ramp over the keeper's head, and it will run away for 4. Too little too late here for Hampshire, but nonetheless it's a lovely looking shot as Rihanna Southby plays a brilliant ramp shot, which we've seen so much of tonight. And I think maybe if the Hampshire batters had taken a bit of initiative from the Blaze innings, they would have seen how useful those reverse sweeps were on a big boundary where using the pace could be the way to go. But Heather Graham is the bowler for this last over. 4 came off the first ball, and here's Rihanna Southby, who's thumping it over the leg side out towards Marie Kelly, the Blaze captain. But it will just be 1. No, they're coming back for the 2, but they don't bother taking the bails off Heather Graham. Maybe it was a little bit of a fumble at the non-striker's end, but she looks so relaxed. The Blaze are so in control. She's happy to keep Datani out there. Southby on 61. Can she go past her high score of 64 for the tournament? We'll see. 133 for 3 Hampshire. Sweeping away towards deep square leg. Picked up comfortably as they come back for 2 towards the keeper's end, and there's a run out. Confusion between the Hampshire batters.
Who's out?
And I think Southby, as she's running to the danger end, is out, because Datani did leave the danger end to go back to the non-strikers, but because Southby was returning to the keeper's end where the bails are taken off, she'll fall for 61. 133 for 4.
Yeah, I was just watching them both in the middle there, and initially I couldn't work out who was closer to the keeper, whether it was Datani or Southby. It looks like Southby just about got closer to the keeper, but I don't think it was clear cut. Good innings though. 61 from Rihanna Southby, her second score of 60. Ironically, her other one was against the Blaze. Need to play against the Blaze every day of the week.
Mary Taylor is the new batter out. You might have heard on the announcement. But she'll be batting from the striker's end after the run out did happen at that end. And Heather Graham would fancy a wicket here. The Australian, as she bowls into Mary Taylor, who hits it straight back over the bowler's head, and it's fielded by long on. Marie Taylor will be the fielder out there, 135 for 4. Bringing Datani back on strike, who's on 7 off 4. Not had much of a go at it this year in the blast. She's had it coming a couple of times, not really made more than about 14, I think. But here comes Datani, a chance to show what she can do in 2 balls. As in comes Heather Graham, an attempted sweep shot, just dribbles down towards short fine leg for 1 run. 136 for 4 with 1 ball to go, everyone. 29 runs needed with 6 wickets in hand. Is there any point reading out those stats? There always is. Mary Taylor will be on strike for the last ball from Heather Graham. She comes down the track and it's just worked into the leg side. They'll come back for 2. They have to, don't they? But no. Just a single to end off the innings. 137 for 4, which means that the Blaze win by 27 runs. That's 10 less than the fixture earlier in July, where the Blaze won by 37 runs. But this ever-showing class from the Blaze, and just a level above this Hampshire team, as the Blaze finish second in the group of the T20 Blast. Hampshire will finish 6th, I believe, but a bleak end to the Hampshire's T20 Blast, and the Blaze will continue to the finals day at the Oval on the 27th of July. There was a good 50 from Rihanna Southby, also paired well with the 50 from Georgia Adams, who was replacing the Abby Norgrove, who was injured in the first innings. But nonetheless, it was a resilient rebuild from the Hampshire batters, but you got the sense ever from the beginning of the innings, where Hampshire fell for 13 for 2 with Freya Kemp and Elise Perry falling cheaply, the Blaze were ahead of the game from the start.
Yeah, so the Blaze do the double over Hampshire this season. Marie Kelly 57, Georgia Elwis against her old side 53 not out, batting throughout the 20 overs for Hampshire. 2 for 21 from 3 for Elise Perry, who was on a hat-trick right at the end of her spell, and we'll save that for the next game. And in pursuit, always struggling really, Hampshire. It was a tough ask, but that 105-run partnership between Adams and Southby, it felt it was a good one. It kept them sort of in the game, but you always felt that they just needed another gear in there somewhere, and I think Blaze will feel that they had that game pretty much under wraps. Thank you very much, Charlie Harden. Thank you very much, Freya Watkinson, on commentary for the very first time ever. Amazing, isn't it, in 2 innings.
I know.
First innings, Freya And then second innings, a different thrower there, really. So that's good. It's all about learning. We'll have a couple more next week as well who are in learning. We'll gradually put them on show here at the Utilita Bowl. A lovely night sky scene on the live picture feed to end our commentary. And thank you very much, guys. That's the end of the T20 Blast for Hampshire. And for the Blaze, they will be back at finals day on the 27th of July.